What is a patriot? A patriot is someone that loves Christ, country, and their family and neighbors. Someone who is willing to stand up for what's right. Although there may be a cost to them, someone who has overcome fear because fear is of Satan, willing to go the extra mile to do and show what's right. The only reason I'm on YouTube is because of God. I feel it is my destiny, my duty to do and say the things God shows me, or else I'm of no good to God at all. All patriots must stand up or risk losing God, country, and family. This is all of our destiny to do God's work. Thanks to all who watch my videos. But remember, it's not about us, but about our children, our country, our God. Thank you. And hello, everybody, once again. But y'all didn't think I was ever going to make it back, did you? I was beginning to wonder myself. Hello, Miss Linda Guess. How you doing, girl? Good to see you. Mr. William Kramer is here. Hello, William. Good to see you, brother. Miss Karen Reese. Hello, Karen. Good to see you, girl. Mr. Chris Gilbert is here. Hello, Chris. Welcome, brother. And let's see who else we got here. William Tyre is here. Hello, William. Good to see you, brother. And my brother Big Chap is here. What's going on, Chap? Good to see you, brother. Welcome, Chap. And let's see, we got anybody else here that I ain't seen yet? My brother Steve Harlow is here. Welcome, Steve. Or at least he was here. He probably ain't no more. But Silver Girl is here. Hello, Silver Girl, and welcome. Good to see you. Cindy D. My goodness gracious, Cindy D is here. Or at least was. Hello, Cindy D. Welcome to you, girl. Very good to see you. And Miss Minder Sue. Good to see you, Miss Minder Sue. Welcome. And I think that's all up there. And let's see. Mayor. Hello, Mayor. Good to see you, girl. Welcome. Miss Cheryl Rich. Hello, Miss Cheryl. Welcome, girl. Good to see you. Just sitting there bored. I know exactly where you're coming from, chap. Know exactly where you're coming from, brother. Travis Joe is here. Welcome back, TJ. Good to see you, brother. Vicky Sorrells. Welcome, Vicky. Good to see you. And Miss Tyne Duff is here. Hello, Tyne. Welcome, girl. Welcome to everybody. And I tell you what, y'all don't know how ready I was to come back. I was beyond ready, but, had to try to wait till I was halfway prepared to come back anyway, or well enough to come back. And just being totally honest, I don't know how long I can go at a time anymore. I mean, if it's an hour, well, it's an hour. If it's 3 hours, it's 3 hours. But I mean, I'll just go until I can't go, I guess, until I know that if I don't shut up and go, that I'll be forced to go. By my own body, I'm talking about. So, that's where that all stands right now. Man, I tell you what, this wire to these headphones gets on my last nerve. Can't even cross my leg for them. They get all tangled up on my big old foot. How's everybody doing tonight? Great, I hope. And before I forget it, Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. And my cigarette went out. As usual. But it wouldn't be a regular show if my cigarette didn't go out. It'd probably be better for me. Well, ain't no probably to it. I know it'd be better if my lighters quit working, if matches quit working, for trying to light a cigarette anyway. But, it is what it is. So, y'all ready to get into the Trump song? The sword dance. I don't know where Buffering is, but if he was here, I know Buffering would be ready. He's always ready to hear the Trump song, the sword dance song. All right, so let's go for it. Well, let me see if I can find it. There it is. I found it. I don't know if Chap loves this as much as Buffering does or not, but anyway. No, Chap's my brother. I love Chap. I love, joking with him from time to time. He may not like it, but I do. All right. Now. And again, I ask exactly who the hell are we fighting against? You know, since they've all submitted, who are we fighting against? I'm just wondering. And hello, Kiss Off. How you doing, girl? Good to see you. Welcome, Kiss Off. And hey, I don't know if anybody knows how to drop my link over on Rumble, but License is asking for the link over there. If anybody knows how to do it, I sure would appreciate it. I tried it. I can't get the link to go in there because I don't know how the hell you do it. But anyway, if somebody knows how to do it, I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, so let's see. Where am I going from here? I don't know. I think I will go right here first, though. And this is an article, but you'll see where I'm going with it here in just a minute. I think if I got this figured out right. Not saying that I do. I'm just saying that, you know, hopefully I do. All right, so it's showing there. All right, and the name of this is Vatican Prosecutor Appeals Verdict that largely dismantled his fraud case but convicted a cardinal. The Vatican's chief prosecutor has appealed a court verdict that largely dismantled his theory of a grand conspiracy to defraud the Holy See of millions of euros, but found a cardinal guilty of embezzlement. Prosecutor Alessandro Didi filed his appeal this week of the three-judge tribunal's decision in a complicated financial trial that aired the Vatican's dirty laundry and tested its peculiar legal system. While the headlines from the December 16 verdict focused on Cardinal Angelo Bisui's 5.5-year sentence for embezzlement, the meat of the ruling made clear that the judges rejected most of Didi's 487-page indictment. Didi has accused, however you say that name, Bisui and 9 other people of dozens of counts of fraud, embezzlement, money laundering, extortion, corruption, abuse of office, and witness tampering in connection with the Vatican's bungled investment in a London property. He sought prison terms of up to 13 years for each of the defendants and 400 million euros in restitution. In the end, the tribunal, headed by Judge Giuseppe Pignatone, I guess, acquitted one defendant entirely and convicted the others of only a few of the charges, while still ordering them to pay 366 million euros in restitution. In the Vatican, as in Italy, prosecutors can appeal verdicts at the same time as defendants. Unlike Italy, both sides in the Vatican must file appeals before the trial. The judge explains the rationale for a verdict in writing, though the appeals can be amended later, lawyer said. Didi filed a 3-page motion Tuesday asking the Vatican Appeals Court to convict each defendant on the full set of charges he originally laid out, although the tribunal ruled that many of the alleged crimes simply didn't occur. The main focus of the trial involved the Holy See's 350 million, 386 million US investment in converting a former Harrods warehouse into luxury apartments. Didi alleged brokers and Vatican monsignors fleeced the Holy See of tens of millions of euros in fees and commissions, and then extorted the Holy See for 15 million euros, 16.5 million US, to cede control of the property. Anyway, I really don't need to read any more of it. If y'all want the link, I'll give it to you, or at least try to. But in a minute, you'll see where I'm going with that. Ellen Alien. Hello there, Ellen. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome. Anybody else come in while I was reading? I hope not, because I'm a terrible reader. No, I hope everybody. It took me to death. We had 300 people in here. But I don't think that'll happen. Not tonight, anyway. All right, and then the next one I'm going to show, And I hope y'all can connect these dots, because, it wouldn't be wise for me to, unless I want to get another kick in the pants. All right. And this is just telling about the Orsini family. Make sure it's showing first here. And it is. I don't think I can make it any bigger. No, can't make it no bigger. At least not that I know of. All right. The House of Orsini is an Italian noble family that was one of the most influential princely families in medieval Italy and Renaissance Rome, or Renaissance, however you say that word. Members of the Orsini family include 5 popes: Stephen II, and then Paul I, and Celestine III, and Nicholas III, and Benedict XIII. In addition, the family included 34 cardinals, numerous condottieri, and other significant political and religious figures. Origins. According to their own family legend, the Orsini are descended from the Julio-Claudian dynasty of ancient Rome. The Orsini carried on a political feud with the Colonna family for centuries in Rome, until it was stopped by papal bull in 1511. In 1571, the heads of both families married nieces of Paul Sixtus, this is the 4th, I don't know shit about Roman numerals, as an act of reconciliation. Ironically, the Colonna family also claims descent from the Julio-Claudian dynasty of ancient Rome. And this goes on for a while, but what it's getting down to here is, and I'll just try to put this as succinctly as possible. What it's getting down to is it's explaining how, it don't explain it, but this is the nub of the story, is that it's connecting, the Pope and all of them with the Cosa Nostra, let's say. That's basically what it is. There's License. Welcome, License. Good to see you. I see you found the channel. Welcome back, License. Good to see you. But that's basically what it is. And all this stuff put together with what has been going on in the Vatican for everybody knows how long and all that. I don't want to say it, because y'all know what happens to me every time I try to explain things on here. I get kicked in the seat of the pants. So I'm not going to do it this time. Exactly, Travis Joe. Exactly. I won't put that on the screen, but y'all can read Travis's comment there. That's exactly right. So all that stuff, when you add it up and balance it out, that's what it comes to. It's exactly what it comes to. It's not a very nice way to live, that's for sure. But that's the way they live. All right, so we'll go on to the next one here. This one's a video, though. Thank God. Let's see. Chap, you said you got... Oh, no, you said you got used... the guy was working on your transmission, if I remember correctly. So I hope you get it going quickly, brother. Salt and Light, the beautiful Salt and Light is here. Hello, Salt. Let me get this up on the screen, and then I'll be right back. Oops, wrong one. There's the beautiful Salt and Light. Welcome, Salt. Good to see you, girl. And the beautiful Butterfly is here. Welcome, Butterfly. Good to see you. I shared the link on my com tab and in Discords, 3 Discords. I hope I do too, chap. That'd be great. Thank you, brother. Man, I appreciate that. Yeah, it'd be fine with me if, like I said, if 300 showed up, but I doubt that'll happen tonight. Don't ever hurt to wish, though, does it? All right, so let's get this little jewel going here.
Cuba is used as a haven for La Cosa Nostra and a headquarters for Jesuit criminal operations in the Americas. The Cuban Mafia is known as the Corporation and is partly owned by the Castro family. Cuba was settled by the Spanish early on through Christopher Columbus, who was a relative of the Colonna family of Rome, originating in Alban Hill.
Chap, thank you very, very much, brother, for dropping that link over in Rumble for me. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you, chap.
And they have a family branch in Spain known as the Dukes of Alba. Fidel Castro was baptized Roman Catholic and Jesuit educated from the prestigious Jesuit-run El Colegio de Belen High School in Havana, Cuba.
Yesterday, the Pope met Fidel Castro at his home in Havana. The 89-year-old father of Cuba's revolution, looking frail.
And they missed the big picture, like Cuba getting us back into casinos, getting us back into Havana.
Hoy los invito a que cuiden esa vocación.
Many of the faithful had waited for hours to ensure a space. Here, the spiritual leader has also helped ensure the breakthrough in relations between Cuba and the USA.
It was history in Havana today as Pope Francis met with Fidel Castro.
During his Mass in Havana's Revolution Square, Pope John Paul II called for Cuba to open to the world and for the world to open to Cuba. But it would take 16 years and 2 different popes for the U.S. and Cuba to fully heed that call. When the breakthrough came, it was thanks in part to John Paul's successor, Pope Francis, who played a key role in brokering the deal to restore diplomatic relations. The Vatican hosted some of the secret talks, and Francis urged the leaders of both the U.S. and Cuba to forgive Cold War grievances.
In particular, I want to thank His Holiness Pope Francis, whose moral example shows us the importance of pursuing the world as it should be, rather than simply settling for the world as it is.
se cuenta, señores? Caballeros, ¿qué se cuenta? Juan, Waldo, good to see you, man. Hey, this is my friend Tony Montana I've been telling you about. Tony, that's Omar Suarez, and that's Waldo Rojas over there. I got something for you. Yeah? What do we got to do? Got that little boat. Marijuana, 25,500 each. 500? Eh? That's great. Eh?
You gotta be kidding. 500? Who do you think we are? Baggage handlers? The going rate on a boat is 1,000 a night, man. You know that.
First, you gotta work your way up to 500, querido.
Okay, what I did for you guys in Freedom Town, what was that? That Rebenga hit was a game of dominoes?
Man, that was something else, man.
Shut up, man. Take it easy.
What's with this dishwasher, Chico?
Don't you think we could have got some other space cadet to hit Rebecca cheaper, too? $50.
Then why didn't you, man? Don't be calling me no fucking dishwasher. I'll kick your fucking monkey ass all over the fucking.
You're not gonna do that to nobody.
Get into the convenience.
Okay. Hey, all right, big man. You want to make some big bucks. Let's see how tough you are. You know something about cocaine? Dígame.
Was you kidding me or what?
There's a bunch of Colombians coming in Friday. New guys. They say they got 2 keys for us for openings. Pure Coke, Hotel in Miami Beach. I want you to go over there. And if it's what they say it is, you pay them and bring it back. You do that, you got $5,000.
Go, pay it, bring it back, yeah?
You know how to handle a machine gun.
Yeah, man. We were in the army in Cuba.
You're gonna need a couple other guys.
That's no problem.
We'll be at Hector's Bodega at noon Friday. You get the buy money there. And Chico, if anything happens to that buy money, pobrecito, my boss is gonna stick your heads up your asses faster than a rabbit gets fucked.
Man, you're pushing your luck, okay?
Whoa.
That was dumb, man.
Hey, ho. You worry too much, you know. You're gonna have a heart attack. You act like that guy's doing you a favor. So.
What's this with the Colombians, man? Eh?
What does it matter?
What doesn't... He says Colombians and you make these eyes like, what?
I don't like fucking Colombians, okay?
Hey, what you guys doing? There's a lot of dishes to be washed. Wash them yourself, right? Cuño, I retired. What the fuck you gonna do then now? I gotta look after my investment. Fuck you guys. Close the shop, man.
The South American nation of Colombia is named after Columbus, who was related to the Colonna family. Christopher Columbus's son, Diego Colon, married into the Alba clan with Maria de Toledo. The Spanish House of Bourbon married with the Farnese family of Italy and created the House of Bourbon Two Sicilies and House of Bourbon Parma to continue the Farnese bloodline and their titles. The Farnese family were the Dukes of Castro, and it is Prince Carlo of Bourbon Two Sicilies who is the Duke of Castro today. The House of Castro was a related Farnese branch in Spain that later handed their dukedom over to the Dukes of Alba. The Castro family of Cuba are closely related, descendants of the original Farnese Dukes of Castro, which settled a branch in Spain. Fidel Castro's rise to power was directed and financed by Italian-Spanish nobility so that they could set up a criminal haven in the Americas, which is what the name Havana really means. La Cosa Nostra had one of their most well-known meetings in Cuba, known as the Havana Conference of 1946, set up by Genovese boss Lucky Luciano.
They are particularly hazardous for one's health, Mr.
Bond.
Mr. Bond.
Several James Bond movies take place in Cuba because the mafia works with different intelligence agencies so the Jesuits can have a monopoly on the black market. James Bond is based off Rosicrucian alchemist John Dee, who was an occultist and advisor to the Queen of England. His code name was 007. Jesuit black nobility Prince Urbano Barberini makes several cameo appearances in the Jesuit movie James Bond Casino Royale.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. As you know, the game is No Limit, Hold'em Poker. Communal cards, 2 in the hole. Monsieur Mendel here represents the Basel Bank, Switzerland, holding the stakes.
Mesdames et messieurs, you have each deposited $10 million buy. Further buy-in of $5 million can be made by electronic transfer. The money will remain in escrow until I return and the winner of the contest enters his or her password into the encryptor, whereupon the entire sum will be wired to any bank account in the world you nominate. Mr. Bond? We proceed alphabetically. Please be so kind as to enter the password of your choice. 6 letters or more.
Casinos are the Vatican's most effective tool for laundering large amounts of cash. This is even revealed in the Jesuit movie Casino. That's why the Chicago outfit set up in Las Vegas and the 5 families in Philly mob set up in Atlantic City. Monte Carlo is a joint headquarters for the Sicilian and Russian mafias. The House of Grimaldi were the ones who established the first casinos in Monaco and are the primary owners of Monte Carlo Casino.
Who bombed me, chap? I mean, you on Rumble or what? I mean, I just checked Rumble. It's still up and running. I'm not sure exactly what y'all talking about here. They bombed me? We should still be up and running on my end here. I mean, I've got it stopped here, so it stopped over there, but it's gone. Oh, really? The movie is gone? Oh. Okay. Well, can y'all still see and hear me? I mean, man. Okay, got you, William. Well, that figures. I mean, after all, it was you know, I thought about that, but I thought I might squeeze one by, but undoubtedly not. Can y'all see and hear me though? Damn. Ain't this bullshit. So y'all can't see or hear me here. Yep, over to Rumble, guys. Over to Rumble. Man, I can't believe they knocked me out over here. But that was quick. I mean, that was quick. All right. Well, to Rumble we go then. Track my email down here again. And go back in here and find where I was at again. All right. Hello?
Hey, bro.
Yeah, what's up, Joe? Chow?
Hey, we're back up on YouTube now.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got like a delay. Yeah, what's up, Joe? And you were gone for like, 2 minutes. It was just a black screen. I was getting ready to take a picture of it and send it to you. And then I put the link in Rumble.
Okay, hang on 1 minute. Hang on 1 minute. All right, sorry everybody. Man, that was a heck of a turn of events, but it appears, somebody's with me tonight. All right, well, let me see if I can play this other one then, and not get in trouble for it. Maybe I won't. Let's see here. I'll do this one. Maybe I won't get in too much trouble for this one. But it's on their stream or their platform. Man, I can't believe that shit happened.
America's Heartland. This is the Daily Truth Report with your host, Noah Christopher.
Hey, welcome back. Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not. To the show, everybody. We have a fan favorite back with us today. Bo Polney is back with us. Bo, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Noah. Yes, what a great time to be here, and exciting times. I can't believe we are only about 2 weeks left into year end and about a week from Christmas.
A week from Christmas, and we're going to get to it in a minute, but you're calling it biblical Christmas this year, so we'll discuss exactly what that means in just a moment. But I always like to say the date when we start, since we do have the man of time with us today. So December 18th, 2023 as we're recording this, and I know that these things sometimes get clipped up and re-uploaded and shared all around, which is fine, but always important to know when this was recorded. So that's when we're talking, and so much happening in the political world, in the crypto world, in the US dollar, all that stuff. We're going to talk about that. Bitcoin is right now at 41,700. My favorite XRP is at 60 cents, and Ethereum is at 21.74. So just a little historical context there as you go back, maybe watch this video in the future. Some big moves coming in that, and we will definitely get to all of that by the end. But Bo, I got to start with something that caught my eye recently, and Bo has a beautiful slide deck. We'll get into it. He's got great new slides for us, and then a video clip we're going to watch together. Some really good stuff today, so really excited about all that. But before we do that, Bo, I got to ask you. I saw you on Twitter, and all of a sudden I see these messages going back and forth between you and Cliff High. And I know a lot of people watching this probably know Cliff, and they certainly know you. And we've covered Cliff many times on this show and on our website at WLTreport.com. And I find him fascinating, find him very interesting. But as far as I can tell, he just kind of attacked you and really attacked Christianity out of the blue on Twitter. And I'm guessing you probably felt like someone sucker punched you, but that was my take from just reading the messages and certainly knowing you a bit. But what happened there? I thought your response was great. Maybe we'll put some of those images up on the screen here in a second, then people can go find you on Twitter and read them. But what I've been waiting to ask you, what happened there, Bo?
It says in the Bible pretty clearly, they will persecute you in my name. Well, bingo. The other thing is actually, to be clear, it says, I and Cliff have had an exchange. Actually, let's be clear about the correct use of words and choice of words is Cliff and I have had an exchange, because the bottom line was, I just do my thing. I've been doing my thing for years. I wish Cliff all the best. He's a genius. He's a very, very smart man. So I wish no ill against him. All I know is that I'm at the Reawaken tour, and I, after I'd done on stage, I posted a video, and I'm sure he watched it. And then he started out of the blue, the demons manifest, and he starts, trolling me and saying, all the stuff that, that I, whatever his analogy is. But, I guess his take on the world is, that he calls him Elohim, the El. And, from what I'm gathering is he's clumped all the fallen angels with Jesus and the Creator God. Like this, that's the craziness. Okay, that's the essence of what I get. I haven't read all of this stuff. I could care less about what he has to say from a biblical perspective. I wish him all the best. But the point is, this is a couple of bullet points. Okay, the Elohim, the angels, the fallen ones, they're a creation. I'm going to repeat that. The Elohim, the El, are a creation. By who? The Creator. period. Okay. God the Father created everything with what? The Word. He spoke. Okay. And Jesus is the Word. He spoke the Word and thus creation, period. And what was created? Everything, including evil and the Elohim. Okay. All of it happened. It all manifested. But who was the start of everything? Creator. God the Father. It's an entity. It's not just something that, that's spiritual. No, it's an actual entity. God the Father is an entity. Jesus Christ is an entity. Okay. Holy Spirit is an entity. They are one. They are a trinity, but they're all three entities within one. Period. And then I guess the other thing was, his big argument is, the Bible has been translated in so many different formats and ways. I'm not going to disagree that because I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it. But there's only there's two truths within the Bible, regardless of what translations you read. I'm going to repeat that. There are two undeniable truths in the Bible that you can't deny, regardless of what version you read. Okay, so don't give me some silly excuse because Satan's used the excuse, oh, who knows what version you're reading, so who knows what the truth is. See, that's a satanic lie. Satan is a great deceiver. He deceives the world specifically on what? Oh, you don't know if that version's real or this version's real, or that version. I'm telling you, that is like the number one go-to line that Satan's been using for centuries, okay? But there are two undeniable truths. Number one is the math doesn't change. You can read all the versions of the Bible, and in all versions, it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. I repeated that over in all the podcasts. They're in Israel was in bondage for 400 years. Okay, Jesus Christ was in the tomb for 3 days. I don't care what version of the Bible you read; the math doesn't change. Those numbers that are stated in all the versions do not change. Okay. The other truth that you cannot change is one simple thing: is Jesus rose from the dead. Period. That was the the essence of Christianity. Jesus Christ is a God. Why? Because you can't kill him. He even said, on the third day I will rise. So he rose, kill this temple, and I will rebuild it in 3 days. Jesus Christ rose from the dead on the third day. That is an undeniable fact in all versions of the Bible. And that's it. There's nothing, there's nothing else to talk about with regards to it. And so, there's people out there, trying to deny the truth, because what does evil do? The essence of evil, and this is a great topic, because evil what? He hates God. So what does he do? He hates you. He hates the people listening to this podcast. He hates all of you. He wants you all dead. He knows he's never going back to heaven. Ever is he going back to heaven because of what he did in heaven. He got thrown out, never to come back. So all he's going to do is to try to piss off the Father as much as possible, take as many souls with him as possible to hell. Okay, so anybody that says that Jesus did not rise from the dead never studied facts, because there's that one reporter that did all the work on that, and it's an undeniable fact that Jesus rose from the dead. It's undeniable. It is undeniable. That simple fact, the fact that he rose from the dead, it's an undeniable fact. That in of itself proves that Jesus is God. Okay, period. Lee Strobel, and it's the case for Christ. You can actually Google that. It's on YouTube, and you can watch that as well. But that is the truth. So that's it. So the math doesn't change. Period. The math in all the Bibles doesn't change. So don't give me some silly argument. Oh, the translations. The translation argument is stupid, silly, and irrelevant. The math doesn't change in all the versions. I'm going to repeat that. The math doesn't change in all the versions of the Bible. And the most important part of the whole story is Jesus Christ rose from the dead, and that is written in all of the Bibles. So that's what I have to say about that. We are in exciting times, but I hope to answer your question, Noah.
No, that's great, Bo. And that is a tremendous book, Lee Strobel. Recommend anybody get that. And especially if you're skeptical, read it and just see what it has to say. It's a tremendous book. So I'm glad you brought that up. And for people that don't know, you said several times, you wish Cliff all the best, and he's a fascinating guy. And yes. in fact, I've extended the offer many times for him to come on the show, and I would extend that again here. I'd love to chat with Cliff. And in many ways, I follow what he puts out there just to see what he's saying. It doesn't mean I have to agree with all of it, and I don't agree with all of it.
Let me pause for just a second here and welcome Hawk. Hello, Hawk. How you doing, brother? And all of his people in from his show. Thank you, Hawk. Appreciate you, brother. And welcome to everybody. Welcome, welcome. And so back we go to the video
of it. But he is an absolutely fascinating guy, obviously a brilliant guy. And in many ways, he may be closer to the truth than a lot of asleep Christians are, going to church and not really living anything out, or understanding that we really do truly live in a supernatural world. I mean, the Bible is a supernatural book from beginning to end. And for people that don't know or haven't followed Cliff, it seems to be, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it seems to be his hypothesis or life view is that there's these group of people called the EL. And I assume that's just short for what the Bible calls Elohim, and that's biblical. I mean, that Cliff is close. He's very close on that. And like you say, there is this biblical group called the Elohim. It's all throughout the Bible, and so that's not off base. And it's also not off base that a group of them are bad news. There's a group of fallen Elohim, right? Fallen angels, and Cliff ascribes all of them to being basically the same. And all of them is just, he calls them space aliens, but they are alien to us in a certain way. They are.
Well, another way to look at it, they're gods. They're gods.
And
they're gods. And why are they gods? Because they're the fallen ones. They're from heaven. They're gods. So any man on earth will look at these are the most. There's the story of the giants and everything, because they mated with the woman, and next thing you know, you have these giants, and so. These things are big entities and they're powerful. That's why when you study some of the skulls of ancient, they have those elongated skulls, right?
Yes, that's right.
And so the point is, they're smart, very intelligent creatures. But the point is, they're the fallen ones. But to man, they would look at it as like a god, right? Yeah. But they're not God the Father. They're not uppercase G's. They're not the creator. They're creations. So they're lowercase G's. So the distinction between a lowercase and an uppercase G, when you say God. Okay, God the Father is an uppercase G. God the fallen ones are a lowercase G because they're a creation.
Bo, I'm going to share my screen briefly here, and I don't want to get too far off track. We'll wrap up this topic here in just a minute, but it's just so fascinating to me. And there's a guy, you threw out a great book reference, and there's another reference I'll give people. Michael Heiser, Heiser, on YouTube. Dr. Michael Heiser. Brilliant guy. He was a Semitic languages expert and just a brainiac among brainiacs. But he even says in all of his videos, he says he's the most standard, boring Trinitarian Christian. All the core beliefs, Jesus rose from the dead, all that type of stuff. But he spent most of his career looking at basically the El or the Elohim, and he does it in the Bible. And so let me just share this screen right here. He's famous for kind of the foundational area that he goes to is Psalm 82, and most people probably don't know this is in your Bible, and it probably freak a lot of people out. But if you look at this, I just put it on the screen. It's right there. We'll just read it here for just a second. God, and that would be Yahweh. God presides in the great assembly. He renders judgment among the quote gods, little g, G-O-D-S. There it is, right in your Bible, folks. Psalm 82:1. And there we have got, and then I won't read the whole thing, but he goes on talking to the rest. Heiser calls this the divine council. And so you've got God, Yahweh, presiding over this divine council of people that he created, these Elohim that he created, but very alien to us, right? They're not humans. Yes. And you go down to verse 6, he says, this is God talking to the lowercase gods. I said to you, you are gods. You are all sons of the Most High, but you will die like mere mortals. You will fall like every other ruler. So Cliff is not far off. He just doesn't recognize the one true God that created all of this group. So it's fascinating.
Well,
Cliff.
And let's even add this on the equation. I'm going to use his words. I remember reading this 2-3 years ago. He wrote it somewhere, maybe whatever. I know it was like 3-4 years ago. And in one of maybe some podcasts, several podcasts, and his words were very specific. This is a quote from Cliff. He goes, all people are psychic.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Okay. Now, when you have to interlace the word psychic with prophetic, you can't, because they're one and the same. Because when you're connected, people hear things. And so what ends up happening is when you hear something, you will say something that's typically out of context. When it's out of context, that is something that his web bot would pick up because it's out of normal everyday context. And so when he says people are psychic, he's right. People are psychic. They're also prophetic. And so when his web bot was picking up words, it wasn't picking up words of only psychics. It was picking the prophetic up. Okay. So you got to give him credit because he created a very extraordinary mechanism to pick up words that haven't happened yet. Because what's prophecy? Words that haven't happened yet. Right? So what's he been picking up? The prophetic, including the psychic, but definitely the prophetic, and an easy math calculation of that. And when you study Matthew, somewhere in his data sets, he picked up the number 600 for silver. Okay. Well, that's actually biblical. It's not just a random number because Matthew says blessings are 30, 60, and 100-fold. Well, if you take 30-fold times the price of silver today in the low 20s, you're at $600. You see what I'm saying? So the data he's picking up is prophetic, including psychic. So when the data comes back and says, oh, this is from a prophet, oh, this is from a psychic. No, it just comes back as linguistics, that words that are they're combined that normally are not combined in any particular fashion. So I don't know how the details of all it works, but the bottom line is he's picking up the prophetic in addition to the psychic. I wish him all the best. God bless him, everything he's doing. Okay. I just really wish that, him and his followers, just do some research and some homework and don't be led astray, because the bottom line is evil's real. He's actually willing to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
He says that's evil. He calls things out as evil. I've heard him do it, but he'll never say that's of God, right? And so if evil's real, so is God. A coin's got two sides. There's a night and there's day. Okay. All of this stuff is real, but the big problem is it's the battle for the souls. Okay. And so when all heck breaks loose at the end of the end of the end, okay, you want Jesus Christ to say, well done, my loyal, faithful servant. You don't want to hear, I don't know you. I'm telling you, you do not want to hear, I don't know you from Jesus Christ, because all knees will bow to him. All knees will bow to the name Jesus Christ. And you do not want to hear, I do not know you, because that will lead to an eternity of torment for all. That's eternity, torment. So let's put a big bow in this, leave it at that. God bless him, wish him all the best. I truly pray that him and all of his followers do wake up to the truth and research it and understand, what we talked about today. So God bless.
Yeah. And Cliff, I'll reiterate, open invitation to come on this show. I think we're actually all so close to the same topic here. And I think Cliff is so close to the truth that I'd love to have the conversation. And why can't we have a conversation? Why can't we have a discussion about this? So I think that would be fun. But today we're going to have a different conversation about timing. And Bo, I'm going to put your slides on the screen now. We're going to get into those because, like we said at the beginning, we are just entering an incredible time period, a biblical Christmas, and there's some very good things coming. So let me put this right here up on the screen, and I'm going to let you take us through this. Where do we want to go first?
Well, I was just in the Reawaken tour this past weekend here in Tulare, California. Interesting, Tulare means to feed. And then we're right next door to a little town, literally like a hop, step, and a jump. Right next to Tulare is a town called Goshen. Like, you can't make this stuff up. We are, and how biblical is all of this going on? So we've got the Reawaken tour right next to the city of Goshen. This is incredible how this is all panning out. None of these things are coincidences. We're just watching God's beautiful plan manifest right.
Is everybody hearing the video okay? Miss Arizona says no audio. It's coming in clear to me, loud and clear. Turning Gun says 5x5 there. Everybody else seems to be hearing it, Mr. Arizona. So refresh there, I guess, brother. And hello to all you fine folks again. Miss Debbie Lenz, hello to you and everybody here. Everybody that came over from Hawks. and all my regular folks too. Welcome, everybody.
In front of us.
And what?
How awesome.
Where is that, Bo? Is that California or?
Yeah, California. It's like Tulare. Right next door to Tulare is Goshen. How crazy is this?
Wow.
And I didn't even know that. I just heard that in the morning. And then the other thing I heard in the morning was this is pretty fun. Okay, we've always talked about Trump. I know you love, because your website, we love Trump website. The name Trump, right? So check this out. What I heard this morning. Okay, actually, no, this morning, the day I was going to go on stage to speak at Reawaken on Friday, I was going to go speak. That morning, what I heard was Orange Man. Okay. So you've heard that, right? You know that saying, Orange Man bad.
Orange Man bad. Yep.
Yeah, the Trump thing, right? Check this out. God used evil. He's mocking them. He's mocking them. So they're using this to like everything that was used for evil ends up being used for good. So here's what I mean by that. So what God revealed to me is, what color is cheese?
Orange.
Orange, is it not? What's cheese used for? To bring out all the rats.
Oh, I love it.
So that's and tell me that's not happening right now. Tell me that is not happening right now.
It's been happening for 7 years. Yeah.
That's right. But they were on attack. But now, but when they went on attack, all the rats came out, because now you see who's attacking. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Oh, that's so true.
How prophetic was that statement? God mocked them while they thought they were mocking Trump. Beautiful.
Well, and there's a famous old clip of Trump, got to be 30 years ago, and he's being interviewed, and the interviewer asks him, what's the most important thing to you? And if you follow him, you probably know the answer is loyalty. He just really appreciates those who are loyal. And so he says, said back all the way 30 years ago, he says, I might like to lose it all one day just to see who really still has my back. And, from 2020 on, during this pause period, it feels like we've seen that. We've seen who's stuck by his side and who has turned on him. So many names I could read that have just turned on him. But now we know.
And the whole time, Noah, he's been taking names.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the rats have come out, and he's just taking names.
Yep. And then when he comes back in, now he knows the people that can be trusted, and we don't have to have another Bill Barr.
And he's got a book pretty darn thick of all kinds of names.
Well, it is Christmas, Bo. He's got a naughty and nice list.
That's right. Yeah, there you go. So how exciting is all of this? Actually, you know what? So the point is, after the as we went on stage, I created a video. It's about 6.5 minutes long. It's really worth listening to. And to be honest with you, I think it's a fantastic way to start this podcast, because if we start the podcast, we watch the video, it'll set the stage for a bunch of questions that you might end up having. And then we can get through a whole bunch of the slides very quickly, because the video actually covers a whole bunch of details in a very tight window of time. So you can put the video on, and let's listen to this, and then I'm sure you have a bunch of questions.
Okay, let's do it. I've got it queued up. We'll watch this. It'll be about 6 minutes, and then we'll pop back in here. So everybody, please enjoy.
This is your season to smile with Aspen Dental's anniversary savings event, celebrating 25.
The giants that have come, the brothers of Goliath, stand in glee watching America. We will cripple you. You will lose your credit. And people will become very afraid. I have said I will bring this nation to its knees.
The United States is going to parallel what we saw with Lazarus. John 11, Lord, he, the United States, whom you love, is ill. Illness does not lead to death. And then Jesus says to the disciples, Lazarus, again, the United States, has died. So we'll look like God abandoned us. It's initially going to look horrible. Lazarus, the United States, has already been in the tomb for 4 days. So don't be surprised if we go dark. Don't be surprised if we go dark for 4 days. Lazarus was in the tomb for 4 days. Then Jesus says, Lazarus, or the United States, will rise again. I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he die, shall he, United States, live. Jesus says, come out. That moment when we come out, that's the great awakening.
And people will become very afraid. I have said I will bring this nation to its knees. And God said, you have been humbled. and then you shall hear the sounds of great victory.
I've kept a secret place in my heart for this nation. You have begun a 4-year harvest. Do you understand that you have gone through August, September, and October, and now I'm going to take you into 4 years of harvest that this nation has never seen or experienced. There will be a celebration around Christmas that will bring your enemies to the floor. Why? Because God has said, enough of this, enough of this, enough of this. Okay, so let's do some math. 2016, from Obama and transgenders in the military, add 7 years, 2023. Timeline started in 2016, 7 years, 2023. What did Kim Clement prophecy say? Going to bring your enemies to the floor into Christmas, the 24th, 25th. First seal of Revelation, which was Corona. You see, all of these seals of Revelation open on biblical feasts. Hanukkah was in the year 2019, and it was from December 22nd through the 30th. The last day of Hanukkah in the year 2019 was on December 30th. On December 30th was the first diagnosed lab case of corona. So on the last day of Hanukkah, first diagnosed case of corona. A massive, massive shaking is about to happen into the winter solstice. We've been through 4 years of hell, and we're supposed to go into 3 to 4 years of the greatest 3 to 4 years the world has ever seen. This is going to be the greatest time point in human history. So now that I've explained all that, let's listen closely to this prophecy, and you'll understand what Kim was saying in reference to time.
For many that have cried out and said, God will destroy this nation. The Spirit says, may I remind you, the covenant that I made with this nation is immutable, is unchangeable. And I created and spoke over this nation to feed the world, to heal the earth. God says, yes, judgment will come, but it shall not come at this time in the fashion that they have spoken. They have said, there shall be a crash and America shall be crippled. God said, not at this time, not at this time, for I have raised you up for a season. And there shall be 7 years where I will take you out of your besiegement. You have been besieged for 7 years, America. You have been surrounded by your internal enemies. Haters of America have stood up. And I will take the wealth of the wicked and for a season transfer it into the hands of the righteous. And
all these people actually believe they're going to get away with it. Because why? They've all been tricked or deceived by who? The great deceiver. God's undefeated. God's letting them walk in, and they're walking into what I've kind of called the greatest trap in human history.
I will bring an amount of restoration to this nation, and they shall be taken out of their siege that you've been in for 7 years. And then the songs will come from all over this nation, from young people who deserve to sing my song.
Wow. Okay, so I want people to understand the timing.
A reading from the scroll of the prophet Isaiah. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, proclaim liberty to the captives, and recovery of sight to the blind, to the opening of the prison for those who are bound, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. The fulfillment of this scripture, as you have heard it, is today. This is the year of the Lord's favor. This is a year of jubilee, a year the poor, the brokenhearted, the captive, and the blind are offered redemption. Here, now.
Jesus, please explain why you stopped the reading before Isaiah spoke of the day of vengeance of our God.
The day of vengeance is in the future.
Get more views,
more money,
and grow your following
by posting your long content to TikTok.
If you're an eligible creator,
join TikTok's new 1 Minute Plus Growth program.
For tons of incentives, just add TikTok today.
And then the songs will come from all over this nation, from young people who deserve to sing my song.
7 years comes to an end now. Now.
I told you that was going to be good.
Wasn't that beautiful how we say, you have been besieged. Besieged by definition is taken over. You have been besieged for 7 years, and I'm going to take you out of your besiegement.
Well, and 7 years is really interesting. I think we'd all agree that from the Biden regime coming in 2020, but 7 years takes you back to 2016. And I think it's that constant underlying treachery and deceit, even when 45 was in office.
Right. Well, that's exactly because it goes back to the time what God revealed to him from a calculation standpoint. It's actually calculated that it was the 30th of June 2016 when Obama let transgenders into the military. That started the weakening of the United States. So that brought the evil into a nation founded under God.
So even though we had 45, he was up against all sorts of backstabbing and infighting and snakes and wolves in sheep's clothing that he was having to fight those first 4 years.
Exactly. It was a constant battle because God stuck him in the middle of evil.
Yes.
But who better to stick in the middle of all that?
and it's still amazing to me that I don't know who else really could still be standing at this point. I mean, he is I certainly he's human and has made mistakes and everything, but to still be standing, I think it's only by God holding him up through all those years that and I truly think he was trained his whole life for this moment, maybe not even knowing that, but to still be standing is incredible right now. And not only standing, but here comes the counterpunch.
Yeah. No,
and
exactly.
That's that second 7 years, right? So we've been besieged, and then you've got the second 7 years, which seems like it'll start right at 2024.
Well, let's look at this. Okay, so go to page 8 because let's look at that again. It is written, right? It's written, and so forget which Bible it's written in, because in all the Bibles, I'm going to repeat that, in all the versions of the Bible, you go to page 8. It says Daniel says it will be for time and a half a time. That's 3.5 years in all the versions of the Bible. I don't care what translation it's written in, because all the versions of the Bible say, and Daniel basically says it will be for times and a half a time, and that specifically is 1,260 days or 3.5 years. But this is awesome, okay? Because we've been friends for a long time, Noah. Okay, we watched oil go to negative $38 a barrel, did we not? That's when that kind of right when we met, isn't it?
Sure did. That's right.
Yep. And so let's look at the cycle. So if you look, let's look at the Daniel cycle that is written per the word of Daniel via God. Okay, so what is it? Trump wins the election November 8th, 2016. 1,260 days later, oil goes to negative $38 a barrel. Click on page 9. You can see what it looks like on a chart. Check it out. There it is. Okay. There's oil going to negative $38 a barrel on the 20th of April, 2020. Okay. 1,260 days to the exact day from when Trump got elected. Oh, just a coincidence. Like, you got to laugh. You got to laugh of the perfection that's when you use these numbers. Okay. This is craziness. But it's happening. We're watching it. Okay. So let's go back to page 8. And so the next cycle of time was 30 days. Okay. And so 30 days takes us to May 20th of the year 2020. And on that exact day, the Edenville Dam broke in the township of Hope, Michigan. I've repeated this many times, but the point I'm trying to say is that's the water breaking before birth. And what was birthed on the 40-day mark was a latter rain, latter temple. Okay. So how crazy is this? But okay, what a coincidence that, remember saying 40 days and 40 nights in all the versions of the Bible. 40 days and 40 nights from oil going to zero. What happened? George Floyd writes, and peace was taken from the earth with the second seal manifesting, because try to explain to me why the day after the George Floyd riots, Paris is rioting. What's Paris rioting over? Like, what's their deal if the George Floyd, you see what I'm saying? Because the moment peace was taken from the earth, and then from that point on, right, from the George Floyd riots on, the events that happened are staggering. If you click on page 6, look at this. So George Floyd riots happen, okay, on the 20th of the year 2020, in May 2020. And look at this. Paris riots, Brazil riots, London riots, Argentinian riots, Black Lives Matter, Portland riots, Chicago riots, Minneapolis riots, Indianapolis riots, New York riots, Seattle riots, the Russia-Ukraine war, the Canada Trucker Rally, Israel-Hamas war. I can go on and on and on and on.
Yep. We lived it.
We lived it. Okay. Tell me that any of that existed before the George Floyd riots.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't. It didn't. You see what happens when a seal opens? It's a worldwide phenomenon.
Mm.
Isn't it incredible?
Yeah, makes sense.
It's incredible. Okay, so now let's go back to page 8. So let's look at the math again. All right, so from that point on, the next is a 1,260-day count. Well, actually, the other from oil going to zero, then you run 150 days later. You know, you and I watched this happen together. It's 150 days. The water kept rising for 150 days, and that was written in, I've got to keep saying this, in all the versions of the Bible, regardless of the translation. You got to keep harping on this because it's just beautiful, right? Because the math is, the math is unchangeable.
Yeah, numbers are universal.
Numbers universal. So for 100, and then what happened on the 150th day? I said something's going to happen. Something's going to happen, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Remember that? We watched it together. Okay, I didn't know what was going to happen. I just do the math. Okay, and so now we're going to go from oil going to zero. We're going to another 1,260-day cycle. We get to November 2nd, 2023. This is last month. Anything happened, Noah? Hindsight's 2020. Go to page 10.
Okay.
What's the dollar been doing? It's been tanking, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've been covering that a lot.
That's right. Gold's been going up and the dollar's been tanking. Why? Because look what happened. On November 2nd, the U.S. dollar broke support and plunged, and it's been in the down cycle since, to the exact day, because that Trump cycle that I'm referencing it's a monetary Trump cycle. That's what I come to realize. Every calculation represents some form of money transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
Every calculation represents some kind of a money transaction. So on the second calculation, a third or whatever calculation it was, we had the U.S. dollar breaking support. It broke the trend line and it collapsed. And that was Friday, November 3rd. Boom, straight down. And go look at the chart ever since. It's been heading down. The dollar's going down. It's finished. Okay. The dollar is going to go down. The dollar is the opposite trade. I'm going to repeat this. The U.S. dollar is the opposite trade. What does trade mean? It means that if people are buying the dollar, gold and silver go down. If people are selling the U.S. dollar, the federal, which is not federal, reserve, there's no reserve, note, which just means paper, okay? So if people are selling the Federal Reserve note, nations are selling it, then the dollar's going down because nations are selling it, they're dumping it, and what's going to go up? Gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. There you go. Okay, so let's go back to page 8. Let's look at the math again, okay? So we run a 1,260-day cycle. That leads us to the last part of the Daniel calculation, is December 17th.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
Yesterday.
Right there. Yep.
Yesterday.
Okay.
Now, this is the critical part of this calculation. No one knows the day or the hour Christ is returning. Just like no one knows the day or the hour Babylon is going to fall. So we are at critical mass. So in the video you just watched, what did I say at the very end of it? Kim Clement saying, I'm going to take you out of your besiegement for 7 years because you've been besieged for 7 years. Mm-hmm. And the video I said was, when they closed the video, I said, we are here now.
Mm-hmm.
Now. And so I don't know the exact day or the hour, but this is the cool thing that I've said on your show, Noah, and you can vouch for this, and on Nino's show and Greg Hunter's show, I said from the summer solstice, remember this conversation? Mm-hmm. From the summer solstice, when the text came out linking Hunter to his father, because he kept denying, 45 kept denying that he has any relation to his son's business dealings. And, and on the summer solstice, the first day of summer, the text comes out saying, what they're doing the shakedown on him and his dad are doing the shakedown on China.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say? Mark my words, from the summer solstice to the winter solstice, 180 days, 180 degrees, you're going to see something huge go down.
Mm.
And when does God normally show up? In the fire.
Right.
At the very end.
At the very end. Yes.
At the very end. You know, that's why it's called 11th hour. You know, 11th hour is the last hour before midnight. Well, what month are we in? How many hours are in a day? 24, but day and night are delineated by half, which is 12. And so you have 12 hours in the day. Typically, you have 12 hours a night. But basically, it's 12 and 12, half and half. And so how many months of a year are there?
12.
12. Interesting. And we're almost at the end of the year in the 12th hour. The 11th hour is over. We watched a video, you know, you've been through August, September, and October. Now we're in November into December. So, and what's happening this week, I think it's Thursday, the winter crux. Okay. So what's the winter crux? Well, by definition, a crux is specifically, you can see it here, it's on page 33. The crux is what's called a decisive time point. So that forms in the heavenlies for 3 days. The sun doesn't doesn't change. And on the fourth day, it begins to rise earlier. So in other words, every day starts getting longer.
Yes.
Okay. So there's that transition point. That's on the December 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And that's why on the 25th, Christmas is on the 25th, because that's the first day the sun begins to rise. Their sun. Their son. They're back to what you said earlier. It's the God's plural, not God. God's plural, a lowercase. So what begins to rise is a lowercase. Their son, because they're sun worshipers. So it's S-U-N, not capital S-O-N. Jesus Christ. This is their sun gods. Their sun begins to rise. So what happens is on that day, that's why we celebrate Christmas, because it's the celebration of their God.
Interesting. Yeah, because
not Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was not born on the winter solstice. Let me promise you that. Number two is, you got to joke, you got to laugh about Christmas. There's sure a lot of Christmas trees in Bethlehem, weren't there? You know, a lot of snow at the same time, wasn't there? Like, really?
We're tackling all the big topics in this one today, but yeah, that's I think most scholars would say Jesus was born in September, and I think in the year that he would have been born, it was September 11th.
Yeah, it was September. Yeah, from what I gathered, it's 3 BC, 9/11. That's why they did the attack on the Twin Towers, because basically they want the world to mourn the birth of Jesus.
Yes. And so fascinating stuff. Too much to get into right now, but imagine that he was actually born on September 11th, and then what's happened with that day. So crazy stuff. But it is it's hard to figure out what to do with that. But again, of that's, and I guess the point is it's not even an argument or discussion right now. The point I'm trying to make is let's step back, Noah. Let's look at the bigger picture. Okay, how long was Israel in bondage to Pharaoh? You know the answer, right? It is written, because in all the versions of the Bible, it is written that Israel was in bondage to Pharaoh for 400 years. Okay. Yep.
Okay? In all the versions. Okay. And so when you go study the Mayflower landed in 1620. You can see it on page 19. So the Mayflower lands 1620. 400 years later, oh, what a coincidence. Corona comes on scene and first seal of Revelation manifests. World as we know changed forever. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me the world did not change forever in January of 2020. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So 4 years takes us into this January. Now it's interesting because the next page 20, do you realize that the Mayflower landed in 1620? But check this out. This is actually the link's right there if you want to click it. But it basically, I cropped it out. It's right there and highlighted. But it says, however, the first true Thanksgiving was not until 1623. So last month was 400 years.
Oh, interesting.
So you want big picture? Big picture is we're harvest. What's harvest? Well, what does it say in Galatians 6, verse 7? For what a man be not deceived. Okay? Be not deceived. Go back to the beginning of our interview. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man soweth, thus shall he reap. What does sow means? To plant seed. If you planted evil seeds, you will receive evil upon your own head at harvest when God intervenes. So these people of the world have planted evil seeds in an attempt to destroy humanity. And now they're going to reap what they have sown on their own heads.
Yep, it's about time.
Okay. And so God, to the Kim Clement prophecy, now it will take you out of your besiegement. Okay. So very, very important time point we're living in right now. You know, if we go back to, then you head up to page 37. Page 37 shows you very clearly, you know, the 7-year patterns. You got to reveal this to me. It's 7-year patterns we're stepping into as 2023 comes to an end into the winter solstice here. And then January begins. We start the time of glory. What's the time of glory? It's page 38. It's a window of divine favor. What does divine mean? God intervened. And the world we know changes forever. When God intervenes, go to page 44. These are things that will come and are immediately going to begin here in 2024. All of these things are starting like immediately when 2024 begins. Because when God intervenes on the world, we're going to see with the start of 2024, it's like the greatest blessings the world has ever seen. What's that? Wealth transfer. The greatest revival the world has ever seen. What's that? Well, spiritual revival. We're going to begin to see incredible things manifesting on this earth. You know, the word of Jesus is going to start spreading like wildfire. We're going to see why? Because it's the great awakening. It's the great shift, the fall of Babylon. What we're talking about is specifically the fall of Babylon. That's Mystery Babylon. They've used the money and the purse strings to control humanity. And so when God intervenes, this is a standstill and watch the salvation of the Lord moment. This is the Red Sea moment where God intervenes in the world. And
let me stop it right there for just a second so I can thank Mr. William Gramer for that very kindly $10 donation. Thank you, Mr. William. I appreciate that, brother.
And still watch the salvation.
Oh, and what was it Chap said? Let me see here. I'll send it to you, Chap.
Of the Lord, for he will work for you, for us today. And so we're going to see the greatest vindications the world has ever seen. And we're going to see the greatest open heaven the world has ever seen. Well, what's an open heaven? Open heaven, by definition, is something very specific. It's a door that God.
And I need to stop it one more time to thank Miss Salt and Light for that very kindly $5 donation. Thank you, Salt and Light. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.
God opens. You see, when God opens a door, this is critical. No man can close it. So God says, bravo, 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 bravo to all of you who have endured these past 4 years, because now is a time. It's a time for bravo. All of these things are coming. And with open heavens, the revival, we're going to see signs, miracles, wonders, things that are unexplainable. What's a miracle? A paralytic getting out of a chair in the name of Jesus. What's a miracle? A guy's vision being restored that couldn't see all his life in the name of Jesus. What's a miracle? Someone who had his leg cut off in the military or shot off in a wheelchair, suddenly his leg grows back. That's a miracle. You see,
one more time for my brother Steve Harloha sent me $10. Thank you, my brother Steve. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, Mr. Steve.
All of these things are impossible, but my God, capital G-O-D, the creator of all things, In him, all things are possible, regardless of what version of the Bible you read. All things are possible. So,
well, that's yeah. So you talked about a great wealth transfer, and you have been all over the crypto markets and in the U.S. dollar. They really go together. We've talked about it so much in the past. But
before you do that, Noah, just lastly, clip up to page 41, because remember, it says Bravo, they've become the vindications, right? So I'm telling you, I don't know what this math means. All I know is God said, count the math. And I did the math, and it freaked me out, because from the day he married Melania to this Purim, it's exactly 7,000 days to the exact day. It's not off by even 24 hours. It literally to the exact day of Purim is, do you think really Trump and Melania planned their wedding date around Purim's and they counted backwards 7,000 days? Like, really? So my question is, what does that mean? But all I know is that if you study the story of Esther, she's married to the king, which means that he would have to be king, right?
Oh man, I'm just absolutely stunned and amazed here, y'all. Let's see. I'll call out the name if this very kind lady wants me to. She just sent me $50 for Merry Christmas. Thank you to that wonderful lady. Thank you very, very much. And I will call out your name if you want me to. It's up to you. Just let me know in the chat or however. I don't know, but I don't want to call your name out without your permission. Thank you very much. It's highly appreciated. Hello, Miss Minder Sue, and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And welcome to Deadpool Spies, too. Good to see both you folks.
Right? Like, so is it going to play out this way? I don't know, but it sure feels like it. Something's about when God intervenes, everything you think is impossible suddenly becomes possible. And and those that know what what the Haman effect is, but basically Haman is the one that wanted to kill all the Jews. He hated them. Sound familiar? Evil, hating Jews, Christians. Anything. So, and what happened is in a 24-hour window, Haman and his entire family hung on the gallows that he built. Okay, so the tables flipped in suddenly 24 hours, and that's what happens when God intervenes. Okay?
Yeah, and there's been so much talk about, and even Trump himself. We've covered it so many times in some of his past speeches, but you could say, oh, maybe he was just confused or it was a misspeak, but he keeps hinting around this spring time period about something big happening, and it's happened so many times that you almost don't think it's not just a slip of a tongue at that point. So that's really interesting that lines up with your March 23rd, 2024.
Well, and let's do some.
Wow, you folks are really amazing the crap out of me tonight. I'm here to tell you, my brother Hawk just donated 25. Thank you, Hawk, very, very much, brother. But it would please me very much if you'd have kept that for your puppies and stuff. If you need it back, let me know, and I'll happily send it back. But thank you, brother. That's appreciated. All you folks. Thank you very much.
Let's do some very simple math, okay? So what did I say? So you are to work for the fields for 6 years and rest on the 7th. You're supposed to work for 6 days and rest on the 7th. Are you with me? So so why do I say end of December is very important? Because when you look at the end of the summer solstice, 180 days is the winter solstice. So it's 6 months, right? So July, August, September, October, November, December. There's your 6 months. Are you with me? So that's why something critical happens here into the end of the year. Critical happens, or I say biblical. Now, the other critical time point would be you also want to use that same calculation of time relative to when God's 50th year ended, and that was Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, September of this year. Okay, so October, November, December, January, February, March.
Need to stop it one more time. Estua donated $50. Thank you, Estua, very, very much. Oh, and I tell you what, that definitely makes my Christmas very merry. And Merry Christmas to all you folks. I sincerely mean that. Thank you all very much. Man, I'm blown away right now, to say the least. Thank you, folks. The wrong place.
Yep. Oh, it's going to be interesting.
I'm going to repeat that. From September to March is 6 months. The end of Purim, end of March is Purim, 23rd, which lines up perfectly with Rosh Hashanah 6 months earlier. Just telling you.
Oof.
Awesome.
That's good.
Things
Yeah.
ahead. So it's the best of times the world has ever seen. In the worst of times the world has ever seen, because what evil is planted for us, evil is about to reap on its own head.
Oh, that's good. All right.
Yeah.
I told
And
you
then
everybody at the beginning, this is going to be exciting.
Let's finish up on the US dollar and gold, silver, and cryptocurrency.
Oh, yes. People would not be happy if I let you get out of here without talking about that. So, all right. What's coming, Bo? I think some big moves. It just feels to me like we're ready to go. And we've seen some big things happening even just in the last couple of weeks. I mean, the things getting very jumpy. And
yes, go to page 45.
Okay. There we go.
So we talked about the US dollar breaking support as November began, exactly per the 1260-day calculation cycles that I've been using and showing the world, that are written in all the versions of the Bible. Now, why I want to say that is because we know from that calculation, I've showed another.
And thank you, Buffering, for that kindly $5 donation. Thank you, Buff. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
In prior podcasts with you is that the US dollar is in the down cycle for a long time. Okay. So what do we say? If the dollar is going down, it's on a sell. So people are selling the dollar. They're doing what? Buying the opposite trade, right? Which would be what? Gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies. Are you with me? Okay. So the other day, last week, because December started, what we saw was on the 1st of December 1. So let me just go to exactly. Yeah. So what we saw here was on as December was beginning, and then into the 4th, what do we see? We saw gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies spike vertical, and then suddenly they smashed them down on the 5th, 6th. It was in the cycle, Noah.
I see that.
It was supposed to drop into December 11th. It did. I want to say the word perfectly, or as expected, how I write my reports. And then it went up starting December 11th on the 12th and 13th for 2 days perfectly, or as expected.
And I have to stop it one more time there. I don't know whether to say you guys' names or not. I'm kind of afraid to, without your permission, but I just got another very kind $25 donation. Thank you very much to that person that sent it. And all y'all have to do is just tell me, and I'll be more than happy to say your name and who sent it and all. But I don't want to do it without your permission. Thank you all very much. Man, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing to me. Thank you.
It backed off now. That is backing off right now. Perfectly. Right into that blue arrow, which is titled December 18th today. The top cycle is history. That's happened years ago. I've covered up the future dates, candlesticks, and everything, because, again, that's for my subscribers. But the essence of what I'm trying to illustrate here is everything that's going on in Bitcoin right now relative to history, because history says what in the Bible? That which has been will be again. There is nothing new under the sun. So that which has been is the top cycle. Bottom cycle will be again. And it's happening right in front of us. Okay. So what I'm trying to illustrate to yourself, Noah, and you got my report, so
I do.
Is basically that everything is not random. Tomorrow is not random. God wrote the end from the beginning. Again, this is another critical thing. There's no randomness in the world. Okay, there is no randomness in the world. I'm going to repeat that. There's no randomness in the world. So to think that, tomorrow's random is insanity, because it says in the Bible tomorrow's not random. That which has been will be again. I'm showing you right now that you can predict tomorrow, not the events, but what the candle from the chart. You can see the candlesticks that are going to happen tomorrow. I know the candlesticks of tomorrow. I just don't know the events that are going to bring them in. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
But I know I got the candlesticks, and the big picture of this, try to have someone who's an atheist disprove to me the Daniel prophecy. Serious.
One more time, the Red Pill Patriot sent $8. Thank you, Red Pill. I definitely appreciate it, and I appreciate you coming back to the channel, bro. Good to see you again. Thank you.
Have an atheist go disprove the Daniel prophecy. You know what the Daniel 2 prophecy is? It's the Daniel statue that is a dream Nebuchadnezzar had 2,500 years ago. He had this prophecy, Noah, 2,500 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually see it on page 14. We'll come back in a second, but go to page 14. Noah, this is mind-blowing. Please have some atheist explain this to me, how someone can write a 2,500 year prophecy. There is not a psychic on this globe. There's Nostradamus prophecies are only 400 years old, from what I believe. They're not 2,500 years old. This is 2,500 years.
One more time. Oh man, this is I think I'm just going to stop the video and just start calling out names, as we go through here. But and it, again, it's a person's name, and if you want me to mention your name, I'll definitely do it. But it was a very nice, kind $25 donation. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't read the whole thing. From Ridge Runner. Thank you, Ridge Runner. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate it very much. Well, you guys, y'all gonna have me crying here in a minute. Y'all are gonna have to quit that. Not really. Keep it going. Yeah, I got you, Ridge Runner. Thank you, brother. Oh, man. This is one more amazing Christmas, and it ain't even Christmas yet. Thank you, guys, man. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all so much. And to all the people that just came in, welcome. And Ken, it's good to see you again, brother. Welcome back.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome, the papacy, everything. Every part of this prophecy is true. Why? Because God wrote the end from the beginning. Why? To show the world that he, the creator of all things, his son Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit are real. He wrote the end from the beginning to show the world that there is a God. And anyone that tells you tomorrow's random doesn't understand what I'm showing you here. And so all that's missing from this prophecy is page 18. All that's missing is the fall of Babylon, because it morphed into Mystery Babylon.
One more time, there was a very kind donation from another name. I'm not sure who it is in the chat, so let me open it up right quick and see if it'll tell me. They're coming in so fast, I can't get to one. I mean, man, this is amazing. Sorry, I know y'all want me to get to the... Anyway, there's a very sweet donation from... don't know if I should say the name again or not. $10 donation. And then another one from my brother Steve for $25. Thank you, Steve. Man. And another one from another very sweet person in the chat for $20. Thank you. Man, this is absolutely amazing, guys. I am serious. And again, I'll be more than happy to call out y'all's names if you want me to. I just don't know if you want me to or not. So just let me know, and I'll be happy to do it.
Babylon's going to fall. It's coming down. Babylon is coming down by the hand of God after 400 years is over at harvest. Now.
Okay, well, one of those donations was from, let me get back over here to where I can see. Well, I lost it. From a Miss Vicky Sorrells. Thank you, Vicky. Appreciate that. That was the $10 donation. And I'll call out the other ones too, if you want me to. You think? All right, well, let me see if I can find the right one here. Golly, I'm not. I don't guess I've gotten the one from you, Miss Minder Sue. I don't see it yet. It's not showing on my phone anyway. Come on, open up. Well. Man. Well, anyway, I'll definitely look it up and let you know which one, how much and everything. But Miss Minder Sue said she sent one. I definitely take her word for that. I just don't see it on my phone yet, or wherever it went. Let's see. And I'm not an expert on Cash App. I mean, that's for sure. All I know to do is read them when they come in, but I don't see it. Let me go back over here. Do it this way. I'm thinking, well, I don't know. I know who this is, but all right. Well, anyway, Miss Minder Sue, thank you very much. And there's another $10 from a very sweet person in the chat that don't want to be shouted out, so I won't shout the name out. Okay, I've thought I did, Miss Minder Sue, but I wasn't for sure, and I did find it on my phone, but and it does show that. Let's see here. I lost it again though when that last one came in. There it is. $50 from Miss Minder Sue. Thank you, Miss Minder Sue. I definitely appreciate it very, very much. Man. Well, I can go buy myself something for Christmas now, that's for sure. Oh, man, this is a I don't know what to say other than thank you all so very much. Man.
And that's going to lead. And how do they build Babylon? With the money. So why do we get the great wealth transfer? Why? Because they built Babylon enslaving everybody with mortgages, student loans. You can just go on, car payments, credit cards, the derivative contracts that they've been selling paper gold to the world for, 500 contracts to one. So the whole system is a lie. They've gone from millions of dollars in the 70s to quadrillions now, which is 1,000 trillion. So the money system is blown up to insanity. What did God say about that? You have been weighed in the balances and found wanting. Your kingdom has come to an end. So when you go to page 45, back to cryptocurrencies, it's very representative of precious metals, gold and silver, and the US dollar, because the US dollar's finished. I showed you the calculation as of the start of November, the US dollar's finished. It's going down. It's going to go down, down, and then collapse into the years forward. So it's going to be worth, I've said, I love this way of saying it's going to be worth less, and then worth less, and then worthless into the end of this decade. So the dollar is completely going to be destroyed. And we're going to see the birth when the dollar gets destroyed, okay, when it loses its status as the world reserve currency. That moment in time is the fall of Babylon, is this loss of status as its world reserve currency, is the explosion moment for gold and silver, and that's the open heaven. And that's the explosion moment for cryptocurrencies as well. Because what's an open heaven? It's a door that no man can close.
Well, Bo, just in the time we've been talking, Bitcoin is now over 42,000. And so let me just ask you point blank, because I know people will be curious. We obviously can't reveal everything that's in your reports, but to simply put, do we have some big spikes or some big explosion coming for Bitcoin in the near future? I mean, is that kind of what we're looking out for?
Again, I'm just telling you, I've said before, and I'll say it again, this Christmas is expected to be truly awesome. I've called it Christmas shock. Another word would be biblical Christmas. So we'll see how this all plays out. All I know is that we're at a moment in time where no one knows the exact day or the hour this could and will go down. But I truly find the winter, because God's a God of time, okay? And he does things on his time and his seasons. This is scriptural, okay? I don't care what Bible version you read. Seasons is written, I'm sure, in all the Bibles, the word seasons, okay? But I just want to use that word. He's got a time, which means his times, his feasts. Those are his times or his feasts. And his season would be seasons, and these are God-made seasons. There's fall, winter, spring, and summer. Okay, those are God's seasons. So we are stepping a transition point from one season to the next. Very important time point. So to answer back to your question, all I'm saying is that I expect biblical things in the month of December. I do believe, and I would expect, or I do believe that the winter crux, the winter solstice is a very important biblical time point. And so a lot of excitement is coming. I do know, per the charts, what December is going to bring. I do know what January is going to bring with regards to the charts. I'm very excited. I have the cycle patterns. I know. I do know what's coming. I'm not revealing all of it because it's not necessary for the world to know everything. Those that do want to know the details, you can subscribe, get the Bitcoin Index. But the bottom line is, you and I have been doing how many podcasts, Noah? How many, right? For years now. And what do we talk about? The dollar is a fraud. They created out of thin air. This is the summary of all things, right? The dollar's a fraud. They created out of thin air. The stock market's a fraud because it's based on a fraud. And because what they've done, they've created everything out of thin air. It's all smoke and mirrors, but that's what Mystery Babylon is. That's why it's called Mystery Babylon. And so when God intervenes, he flips the financial scales, Babylon falls, and the greatest financial event in human history begins.
It begins. That's a good word. I like that. Yeah. Well, listen, if you, Bo just mentioned it, but he is always kind enough to give a discount on the newsletter that he puts out, his Bitcoin Index. And like we always say around here, I really appreciate all the time you give us, Bo. And it's not just the time on this show either. All the time you spend putting your slides together, incredible presentation, your video clips that you put together. Great stuff. And Bo puts that all out for free, and he comes and chats with us for free. And I love that. It's one of my favorite things to get to do a new interview with Bo. So if that's enough information for you, that's great. There are some people that are watching this that are saying, well, no, I want to see the right side of that chart up above, or I want to see Bo's future turn dates. And that's why he puts out this Bitcoin Index. Everything he puts out is for free, except for this is a paid subscription. And you don't have to get it if you don't want it. But for those people that are saying, man, I'd love to see that. I know I always love reading it. So that's on the screen right here. You can go, and it's also, I've had it scrolling down at the bottom of your screen too. You go to gold2020forecast.com.
Well, that's basically all of that one. So I'll end it right there. And, you know, man, I'm just, I'm absolutely amazed at the money you folks have donated and that, and it's wonderful. Believe me, it's going to be spent on things that are needed, not on just wants. I mean, if I was to go buying, you know, things that I wanted, I'd be totally broke all the time, which I just about am. But, you know, here's another one. And let me see here. And thank you, Tammy. That's all I'll say until I know for sure you want me to say your name. But thank you for that very kind $20 donation. Thank you very, very much. Man. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, I've never had this happen to me before in my whole entire life. Just so y'all know. I mean, I don't know what to say other than thank you very much. And I hope all you folks have a extremely Merry Christmas. And I know what would make mine the merriest of all. And that is if all this stuff we're in right now would end and the president we all know and love would come back to office. That would make me extremely happy. Be the best Christmas I could ever think of. Miss Minor says, I really, really, really like Bo. He brings the recites straight from God's Almighty. I agree, Miss Minor Sue. And the thing about Bo is he puts the he does the math, you know, that leads up to things. And, you know, whether it always comes true or not, you know, that's another thing. But basically what Bo does is just, he does the math from one point in history to the other. I mean, to me, I don't know what else he could do. Let's see. Jody says, oh, come on, make a payment on that yacht. Well, I'm going to, but it'll have to be next month. You know, no, I'm just kidding. The only yacht I got is my car sitting outside in a mud puddle right now from all the rain we've got. That's definitely the one I got. Shush and smile and then sang a song. I'm gonna pass on that singing tonight, Hawk. I think I done my share last night. I hurt enough people's ears. And Merry Christmas to you, Miss Karen. Merry Christmas to everybody. There you go, Buff. 11:11 Central. It certainly is. Indy, what's up, girl? Good to see you. Beautiful Indy is in the house, y'all. Welcome, Indy. Thank you, chap. Man, you're something else, chap. I got to tell you, love you, brother. Did something else? I wasn't listening. Did something else come in? Sure did. Mr. William Kramer sent another $10. Thank you, William, once again, brother. Man. I'm scared to look at how much it was because I don't remember how much I had on there to start with. I mean, the total, let's see. Let me go over here. I wouldn't swear to it because I honestly don't remember how much I had in there to start with. But it has to be somewhere around $300 that you guys have sent in that total. Man, I mean, you know, I've never done a fundraising stream for myself or had anyone else do one either, as far as I can remember. I know I have it, but man, you know, even if I did, I wouldn't expect it got that much. So again, thank you guys, and Merry Christmas to everyone. And I definitely sincerely mean that. I probably will, Lisa. I probably will. And more. For instance, the last time I went to the doctor, it cost me $70 just to get in there to see the doctor. And then I got a $20 bill from him. Yesterday. So, you know, in one hand and out the other. And that's about the way it goes. And believe me, I appreciate everybody that watches and everything more than they appreciate for what I'm doing. I guarantee you that. But I know, Buff. And I definitely appreciate everybody in this chat. And I love y'all, Ridge Runner. I definitely do. Yeah, I remember that, Miss Karen, but you know, that was help for another person, which, you know, I don't mind doing it all. And Miss Minder Sue sent 1776 more for freedom. Thank you, Miss Minder Sue, once again. Well, she has she's been a pretty busy night herself. Thank you very much. Oh, says that's a hooker in a hotel and a bottle of cheap wine. Well, just leave off the cheap wine then, Hawk. I ought to get her a bottle of Mad Dog 2020 or something. Ellen says we can all have a wonderful Christmas if we just shut out Congress and all the bad news that's going around. I'll send the world of evils. And you got a point there, tell you that. Seeds have lots of love to spread around. Absolutely, Miss Minder Sue. Well, here's the rest of that. And Christmas, if we just kind of, for that day or two, forget about what's going on in Congress and the frustration that the evil is trying to keep us in, and just enjoy, have fun, have a I don't know what that was. I thought I heard it ding, but maybe not. I've heard it ding so much tonight, I guess it's into my head. Well, thank you anyway, Miss Minder Sue. Thanks to everybody here. All right, good night, Ken. Thank you again, brother. You have a great one, and get well soon. Thank you, MLP. The same to you. Merry Christmas. If you pick up a girl to the Crocodile Dundee, check before you start drinking. No kidding. Well, I don't think there's much worry in me picking up a girl, though, to be honest with you. I've been ding-dong for a long time. I don't think you meant it that way, but believe me, I've been ding-dong for a while now. Well, all right, let me get back to another video here, I guess. Y'all got me. I mean, I ain't never on my game, and y'all really got me off my game now. Make sure it's showing. And it is. This ain't very long, so.
Teach you how spelling works. Let's start with Latin. Ni means no. Nick means nothing. Nick hello means I eat nothing. And ni hello means I don't know. And nick hello means I don't care. Now, Deo means God. Now, these words you can actually put all together, and you get a phrase, and it sounds something like Nickelodeon or Nickelodeon.
Nick, 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 Nickelodeon. Nick, 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 Nickelodeon.
They didn't even bother pronouncing the extra N at the end of Nickelodeon. But what does this word or phrase mean? Let's break it down. Nickelodeon. I eat nothing from God. Nickelodeon means I don't know God. Or Nickelodeon. I don't care about God.
Nick, 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 Nickelodeon.
Now, this phrase or spell, you can pronounce it however you like, because demons don't care about your accent or the extra consonants thrown in there. Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon, Nickelodeon. Doesn't really matter to them. This is how witchcraft and spelling works. Similar enough, works fine for them. People mispronounce my name all the time. Ryan, Brian, Francis. You think the demons care? You think the demons are like,
oh, listen, buddy, you said my name wrong. I'm not showing up to the party till you pronounce my name right.
Demons don't care. Close enough, they're showing up. Now, do you think Nickelodeon named their company that by chance? Or just a weird, silly coincidence? And I know some of you in the comments will be like, no, Brian, Nickelodeon comes from that one movie theater in Boston in 1909 where they would show movies for a nickel, and then they just added the Odeon at the end that represented the music hall that was actually named after Odin, and nickel was actually named after Nike that got us a victory. So, nickel, victory, Odin. Odeon. Victory of Odin. Who is Odin again? Oh yeah, a hybrid Nephilim fallen angel god. I don't really think you can actually get your way around this one. Or do you think maybe it's possible that everything in the media has been spun to make you not believe in God and to make you forget about the fallen angel Nephilim gods that were worshipped and still today control this entire world? And they still control the world today through witches and sacrifices and rituals and murders and bad things to children. And see, now you might understand a little bit more why, when you type in SpongeBob's address from his license, it used to take you to Jeffrey Epstein's island. Oh, but that was probably just done by accident too, huh? If you guys like my content or it's blessed you, please add me on Instagram or YouTube so that way I can continue to grow and provide more content like this for you guys. And it supports me, and that would be really awesome.
Well, I don't see where that one went. There it is. All right, there we are. Justin, we're not really sure about what happened a while ago. I think I have an idea, but not quite positive about it yet. I'm sure I'll get a reminder from a certain company tomorrow telling me exactly what it was. You know what? Hawk and Chap last night, remember, was on the, well, Chap wasn't up there singing, but Hawk and I were. And I was restreaming it, you know, on my channel. And I got a notice today, and I don't know what the hell they're talking about because I've never, well, I have gotten one before. But they took the whole video down that time. They didn't take the video down this time. They just said that somebody overseas had complained, you know, that we were, that somebody, I know who it was singing the songs that they complained about. It wasn't me, but they complained because of those songs being sung last night. And so they told me to go back and edit it. Yeah, I'll go back and edit it. I just want them to hold their breath till I do. I ain't about to edit that damn thing. They can take it down. I don't care. I ain't gonna go back and edit it. I don't know if Mayhem and John got anything like that or not, but I know I did. But next time I see him, I'll definitely ask him if I remember it. What's up, bro? Good to see you, brother. No problem. Merry Christmas, bro, by the way, before I forget to say it again. Good to see you. How much longer gonna... I really don't know, license. Just until I get tired. which I don't know, it may be another hour, it may be another 2 hours, it may be another 30 minutes. I don't know. But right now, we'll go watch another video. I reckon. If I was a reckoning man, I'd reckon. Well, I got to get it to show up first. Well, I already played that one. So let me go right here. And
But all of that will change the minute the polls close on election night 2024. It's going to end. It's going to end. The next economic boom will begin the instant the world knows that crooked Joe Biden is gone and Donald J. Trump is.
Hawk, it was the one that was sung by ex bootlicker. It was every one of it. The way I read it anyway, it was his songs, the ones he sang.
He's won 4 more years as president of the United States.
I gotta mute this sucker. I'll be getting a strike for this too. I hope y'all can read because it's, you know, it's all it is. They were looking for the P ads, by the way. At least one of the things they were looking for was the P ads. It's the president's emergency action directives. Is what that stands for. Don't look, guys. Oh my goodness.
The American dream. There's a real.
I better not play any more of that. They'll kick me for that too, even though it is a cartoon. You never know. You can't even play a cartoon, you know, without taking a chance on some stupid crap.
Oh, okay. Well, just help me work something out, okay? I mean, you said I'm a good credit guy, right? I mean, hey, wait! My dog is in there! No, don't take my dream! Oh, how did this happen? Hardman? Is that you?
Been a long time since the 4th grade.
Is this a real cartoon, guys? I mean, I don't know. I've never seen it myself if it is, but I don't know. If it's not a real cartoon, then I'll play the sound, but I don't want to play it and get kicked.
Extra set of balls. Put them on. You're going to need them.
You're gonna get my dream back?
No, pal. You are. I'm here to show you how.
Submitted for your approval. 1. First National Bank. What is a bank, you ask? A curious place where both space, time, and irony exist. And yet, don't. You gonna be doing that the whole time? Pay attention, pile.
Never seen a cartoon, no.
Those who have come to deposit and safely store their earned monies. Exhibit B. Those who need to borrow said money for purposes unknown.
Sure, I'll drop it in just a minute.
That's me! Ergo, Exhibit C. The bank only has so much money in the vault to lend out to people such as you. Hey, that's the guy! He took my house!
Really screwing my vibe here, pal. Space-time continuum. He can't hear you. Just let me narrate. Now, where was I?
So you see, by the time he got to you, pile, his bank was out of money. But he gave me lots of money and charged me a lot of interest. Yes, that's the only way banks make money, by making debt loans. Debt equals money, pile. Remember that. Debt equals money. The more loans they make, the more money they make. But if they don't have any money, then where did my money come from? You're gonna want to take a step back, pile. Whoa! No way! Yes way. And that's nothing. Hey, buddy, need some money? They didn't do that!
Oh, they did exactly that, pal. Remember, banks make money by making loans, by selling debt, even to bad credit risks.
Yo, have some money, dude. Just sign here. Oh my gosh!
They called it free
There's the link. I just dropped it in the chat.
money.
Yeah, that's exactly what my loan guy told me. Free money.
But it ain't free. The worst part was offering money to people who don't even need it. People, pal, like you.
You're right. I didn't need him. I was happy here. I didn't need it. Why's he sad? He's making all that money.
Shh. He's thinking. Now wait for it. Now wait for it. Bingo. See, the bank is loaned to everyone in town. But to make more money, they have to loan even more.
More? How much money do they need?
More.
Whoa, what's that?
Behold, a black horse riding. Credit card.
Wow, look. I mean, it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. What now?
Now, with power with all this money,
we might as well party.
Oh, this is awesome! I needed to get my head clear. When I get
Better turn it down while that music's on. I'll go back and recopy the link. That's the one it gave me. Let's see. Well, we'll try this one more time. It may be where it came from is Twitter. I don't remember because he's got a Rumble account and a Twitter account. So that should be it.
Real nice time, ladies. Real nice. Now, excuse me while I borrow these.
Say, Hartman, why am I wearing a burglar bikini top?
Because no one is allowed inside the Fed. Not you, not me, no American citizen, no duly elected member of our Congress, not the Supreme Court.
Not the Supreme Court?
Not the Supreme Court, not the Justice Department, not the CIA, DIA, FBI, ATF, ATE, NBC, not even G.O.D.
How come the government isn't allowed inside its own building?
Government? Ah, the Fed is a private bank owned by private stockholders. Do not let the name Federal fool you. This place is about as federal as Federal Express.
A private bank? But private?
Shh. Best to keep your voice down, pal.
This is Ethan, Federal Reserve.
Hey, Eth, Bill here, First National.
Hi there, Bill. How are you?
Good, good. We're running a little low on money.
No problem. How much you need?
Oh, how does 20 million sound? What?
Excellent. We'll ship it over first thing tomorrow.
Wait, he can just call up the Fed and ask for more money and they give him whatever they want?
No, pal. The Fed don't give the banks money. The Fed loans the banks money. The banks have to pay it back with interest. Now, come on, time to go.
Wait. I still don't understand. Where does the Fed get their money? I mean, if they're a private bank. You said they're a private bank, right? Okay, so who puts money into the Fed bank?
This is Mel, United States Mint.
Hi, ML. First National needs another 20 millis.
We're already running the presses full steam here, Ethan.
Gotta keep making loans. Gotta keep the money flowing.
No problem, chap.
Right, yeah, the Fed. Whatever you guys say. 20 million more by morning.
But I don't get it. What's so wrong about the Fed printing money?
Because it's unconstitutional, pal. Our treasury is supposed to create our money, but now the Fed controls the printing of America's money. Nobody gets a friggin' dollar that the Fed didn't print.
So?
They print the money, then they loan it to the government, then they charge the government interest, then the government taxes you to pay for it. Wake up, pal.
God, I don't see what the big deal is.
You know, you're right, pal.
Wait a minute. Wait, I am?
Yeah. I forget how effective they are at keeping you ignorant.
Well, that's okay. Hey, I'm not ignorant.
Do you even know what money is, pal? In the long, long ago, people bartered. They traded things they had for things they wanted. I'll trade you my raspberries for that there pot pie.
I don't want your berries.
Come on, pal. Sweet berries.
They're not sweet. They're old, and I don't like berries.
Give me that pot pie!
No.
As you can see, this bartering situation created some problems. Then one day, a goldsmith walked up and said,
Now, everybody thinks gold is valuable, so why doesn't everybody trade gold for things they need?
A price was set for gold, and now it was very easy to conduct commerce because people could trade gold for all the things they needed.
Hartman! Wow, look at all my gold! Hey, stop them! That's my gold!
Damn thieves!
Say there, Pyle. I've got a vault and some guards. I can keep your gold safe for you for a small fee. Yeah, sure, that'd be awesome.
You see, Pyle, this is how the first bank made money.
There you go, Pyle. I owe you 100 gold coins. Okay, great. Come back anytime and redeem your gold when you want it. It'll be right here in my vault.
Now you're holding the very first paper money, Pyle. Wow, this is great. It all makes sense. Oh, that's right. It was good. And everybody started using IOUs because everybody knew the IOU was as good as gold. Wow, this candy is really a good price. 1 IOU. I'm getting some more for later. Hey, wait a minute. It was just 1 IOU. 10 IOUs for chocolate? You can't just raise prices like that.
Hello, Ricky, and welcome, brother.
Oh, the Candyman can. Wait, that is just freaking wrong. It's called inflation, pal. It makes your IOUs worth less and less until they are worth nothing. Less bang for the buck. Dollar ain't what it used to be. But I worked hard and I baked all those pot pies. Now I have to work harder to make less? That's not fair. Oh, if you think that's not fair, you're gonna love the next part. What's he doing? How do banks make money, pal? By making more loans? Oh, that's right. He's good. See, he prints more IOUs without any more gold, loans them out for interest, makes a pretty penny, and nobody is the wiser. Unless everybody wanted their gold back at the same time. No. That's my gold. Not anymore. What are you talking about? I'd like to redeem my IOUs, please. Thank you very much. Hey! I want my gold back now! Thief! I love the bank run, bringing people together. See, they all found out he was stealing, made a run of the bank, and demanded their gold. But as you can see, there ain't no gold to get. Hardman, don't worry, pal. Back in these times, vengeance will be yours. 3 things in this world you don't do. Never mess with another man's woman. Never mess with another man's ego. And most importantly, you will never mess with another man's money. Else, the man will mess with you. My God, you hung him? Yes, pal.
Hello, Sparkies. Welcome.
We hung him high. And do you know why? Well, because he was a thief? Because, pal, an evil invention was born. Man discovered how to turn worthless paper into gold. Thus was invented the ultimate machine to steal real money and enslave all the nations on Earth. It's alive! Oh, now come on. You're just being dramatic. I mean, I lost my house, but what is that? Explain. A nuclear power plant? Mm-hmm. Produces lots of electricity and little pollution. An invention for the good of humanity. Okay, but what's this have to do with... 3, 2... Holy atomic energy! A discovery more powerful than anything man had yet conceived. It can be used for good or evil. Now, unlike Einstein, the goldsmith's discovery has been kept a closely guarded secret. It was never intended for you to see. This discovery is called fractional reserve banking. In the wrong hands, it's more powerful.
Me too, Lisa. I remember it myself. It's been a while since I've shown it, but I definitely remember it. It's been a couple of months back. But anyway, I'm showing it again.
More than the nuclear bomb and its ability to completely and utterly destroy a nation who is subjected to its perversion.
You're welcome, Ellen.
No. It is time we stop this evil secret and the men behind it. You're being ridiculous. Before America is destroyed forever. Believe it, Pop. No. I just want my dog back. Damn it. That's it. I give up. Let them live in chains. No, Hardman. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Thomas Jefferson? Mr. President, how do I get him to understand?
You're welcome,
As we did,
MLP
son,
and Sparkies.
Remain vigilant. Too many have hidden the truth, and the light of our liberty dims with every passing day. Quickly, take my horse. Show him. Wait, show me what? Where are we going? Stallion of Liberty! Right on the hoary wind! Oh, where are we? Battle of Waterloo! Hold on, we gotta get through! A money machine! There it is! Hey, is that the same people? Rich banker men from Germany flying under the banner of the Red Sheet. They finance both sides of the war. We must hurry! That's him, the Red Shield courier. Shoot him! No, I'm not shooting anyone.
You're welcome, Jody.
What? He beat everyone back with the news of the war and told England that Napoleon won. The Red Shield backers in London pretended that England was doomed and started selling their English stocks. The English went into a selling frenzy to get rid of worthless English money. But the English won, right? Of course they won. But it was a trick by Red Shield. They waited until the stocks plummeted to pennies and then bought England back for nearly nothing. What? They did that? How? When the English leaders found out, they had no choice but to give themselves over to the Red Shield. Their money was gone and they were slaves to the Red Shield war debt. Since that time, the English have been paying their national taxes directly to the Red Shield private bankers. The people have no idea. But the bankers bragged about what they did to us, laughing at us all the way to the bank.
Why, it's the best business I've ever done.
Miss Minder said, I'm absolutely positive I want to do that. Yes, ma'am.
If I can control a nation's wealth, I care not who makes its laws.
Oh, is this what Jefferson wanted to show me? No. Look. They're in America, too? The Red Shield banks are here, Pop. Seeking a way to conquer our American dream. The dream you have, Pop. A dream of free men. They tried to take over our country many times and failed because Jefferson and the Patriots vowed to stop the evil tyrants at all costs. By authority of eternal God, he would not let the bankers win here. To preserve our independence, we must not let our rulers load us with perpetual debt. We must make our choice between economy and liberty or profusion and servitude. Wow. I place economy among the first and most important of Republican virtues, and public debt is the greatest of the dangers to be feared. It is incumbent on every generation to pay its own debts as it goes.
We must have a central bank to secure this country's finances.
If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their money, first by inflation and then by deflation, the banks and corporations that will grow up around them will deprive the people of their property until their children will wake up homeless on the very continent their fathers conquered.
Jefferson, you're mad. This country will have a central bank.
Who's that? America's first Secretary of Treasury.
Alexander Hamilton?
Not for long. Aaron Burr, Thomas Jefferson's vice president. They didn't take too kindly to our first Sec Treasury. Sweet shot, Burr. The first attempt at a central bank only lasted 20 years and we shut it down. But the bankers tried again against old Hickory President Andrew Jackson.
You are a den of vipers and thieves. I intend to rout you out, and by the eternal God, I will rout you out.
After surviving an assassination attempt, Jackson finally defeated the bank in 1836. When asked what was the greatest accomplishment in his life, old Hickory replied,
I killed the bank.
And those were his last words. I killed the bank. And with real money backed with real gold, our country experienced the greatest boom in any nation's history. Oh, it was beautiful, pal. But the bankers, greedy for more power and wealth, were concocting their most ambitious plan yet to once and for all take control of the finances of the United States. In 1910, a secret meeting was held at the J.P. Morgan estate on Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia. This meeting was so secretive, so concealed from government and public knowledge that the 10 attendees used code names.
I am clearly the richest man, so I should be the one to run the super-secret central bank. I own all the oil in America. I'm clearly richer than you will ever be, hula girl. I should run the super-secret central bank. You're nothing compared to me, lube job. I shall run the secret bank.
Silence!
Supreme Master Leader, I didn't know you were going to be here.
I'm not. Neither are you, dumbass.
Oh, yeah, right. He's so smart.
None of you shall run the bank. We have failed in the past because of openness. This time, the key to success is secrecy. The people must believe that they run the bank.
Yes, brilliant! A sneak attack. What's the plan?
We first create panic, then we show them the solution. With our man in office and well-planned timing, we will have our central bank. And so the people think it is theirs. We shall christen it Federal. The Federal Reserve.
They struck on December 23rd, 1913. When most of our Congress were at home eating fruitcake, these bastards, bankers, presented their treasonous act to their newly elected accomplice, Woodrow Wilson, who had fortuitously already agreed to sign it before he was even elected.
Wait, the IRS? I thought we always had the IRS.
No, pal. They did this to us too. The Fed now has the exclusive power to print America's money. They loan this money to our banks and our government at interest, putting immediate debt on our own money, printing more and more, so each dollar they print becomes worth less than the one before. Merry Christmas. What in the hell is that? That, pal, is how our government now must pay back these debts to the Fed. Your taxes did not go to your government. They don't? It's the greatest theft in human history.
But, okay, I mean, I sort of get what you're saying, but it's also confusing. And really, Hartman, I don't see how it affects me at all. If I had more money, none of this would have happened. Hartman? 1955? Wow, what are we doing here?
Oh, a little bit of shopping. Here, hold this. Gallon of gas, 23 cents. Postage stamp, 3 cents. Ounce of gold, $35. Hot baby, priceless. Best be getting back.
Hey, Hartman, I need my car, man. Oh, was that Michael J?
Yeah, he'll be fine. Now, pal, would you agree that you have the same exact things you had in 1955?
Yeah, 1 stamp, 1 gallon of gas, 1 ounce of gold, and 1 home. Wow, we just made a lot of money.
Hey! Gotta pay your taxes. Bet it's nice to have made all that money.
Wait, that isn't fair. Now I actually have less money. I can't even go buy the things I just sold.
The IRS and the Fed's inflation work together, pal. They aren't just taxing gain, they are taxing their inflation. You are no richer than you were in 1955. Now, does that sound fair or American to you?
Yeah, but I mean, who doesn't hate taxes? I hate the IRS anyway.
Pal, the higher they make the inflation, the more your money they take. It's thievery. You're not paying taxes on any more. You are paying taxes on the same. And now you have less. They take our property away right in front of our eyes, just like Thomas Jefferson said they would.
What's that?
Oh, they found us. Quick, a sword.
What sword?
We don't need your banking machine. I'll condemn you to die, damn it. Die! Pile! Don't I keep Bogey on my 9. Take him at his knees!
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence.
What's happening? Where am I?
I believe perhaps you understand now, pal. But you are afraid.
JFK. Hartman, what does this have to do with my house and my dog? Oh, okay, that's enough. I want to go home now.
This is the last president to stand up to the Fed. You must see. On June 4, 1963, President Kennedy signed Executive Order 11110. This executive order empowered the U.S. Treasury to issue real money without the Fed. It would have worked. Kennedy's plan to dismantle the Federal Reserve machine had begun. 6 months later,
Hint,
John F.
hint.
Kennedy went to Dallas and never returned.
No way. No way they could do that.
The new president, Lyndon Johnson, threw out Kennedy's order. Since JFK, no president has dared confront the secret powers behind the Federal Reserve. They consolidate bigger and bigger banks, print more and more money, accountable to no one, decimating our nation's wealth for the benefit of a few.
Why? Why do this? If they hurt us, it hurts the global bankers too.
No, Pyle. They are protected. They are too big to fail.
But I'm not. Those sons of bitches!
Sons of bitches all.
The day was cold. The wind sharp and strong. But we were determined. The bankers and their parasites had us vastly outnumbered, but their hubris made them weak. Not like us. Not like this band of immortals we have assembled. We have come to take back our... Hardman? Is that...
My dog.
Oh, Then the inevitable. The Money Kings could ignore us no longer. They sent an emissary, a cog in their machine of greed to bring about our submission. Hank Paulson.
Hardman, this is blasphemy. We own the corners of the earth. It is futile to challenge us.
Oh, I've seen that look before. That of a predator taking in the scent of its prey. Bold, fearless, the look of a free man.
You have come far, Hardman. Farther than most. Be smart now. Join us. We will bring you money, power, everything you want. You can be one of us, if you will kneel. Madman. You're a madman. We're offering you everything. What do you think this is? This is America!
Turn it down again while the music plays. I hate doing that, but you know. Damn, is that all of it? I don't know if it's all of it or not. Yeah, that's about it. So I'll go ahead and stop it there. Take it down. And then come back over and say, I hope y'all learned a lot from that cartoon. Because I did. I love cartoons. If anything can hold my attention, it's a cartoon. But it's got to be a good one. All right, let's see here now. I'm going to play an extra short one here. You got to watch real hard, because if you don't, you'll miss this one. Make sure it's showing over here. And it is. Well, I'll get it set back where it's supposed to go.
That's why they call me bad company. And I can deny.
Let's turn the sound down again, though. I heard that. Not over yet. It ain't over till it's over, and it ain't over yet. Make sure it's showing. Did I make it big? I guess I did. I don't know if I did or not. Nope. Yep, I did.
Through the voter rolls, and we recognized that just based on residency, there were 364,000 ineligible voter records. So with that as a premise, I went to go and meet with Secretary Raffensperger, and here's where things get interesting, because he had already certified the election November 20th. I went and met with him December the 16th, and in that meeting was Secretary Raffensperger and many of his staff and others, and we talked about what True the Vote was helping Georgia citizens do by way of filing these elector challenges. And I said, you know, this is a huge number, and it's going to leave a mark, and I'm just letting everybody know it's coming. And Secretary Raffensperger, I'll never forget it, pulled out a piece of paper, kind of back on the napkin, did a little bit of quick math, and said, yeah, 364,000, about 14% of Americans move every year. We haven't been able to clean the rolls because of this lawsuit. So yeah, that sounds about right. That's about how many ineligible records there are. But what they didn't do in certifying and recertifying and all of the audits and all of the things, all of the great efforts that they say they went through, they never went back to look and see how those 364,000 ineligible voters voted. And so now what we know is that 67,000 of them did vote. Flash forward, he's on that call, the fateful call between Secretary Raffensperger and President Trump and others on January the 2nd. And on that call, he knew, because we had just had the meeting 2 weeks previous, he had already affirmed our methodology, affirmed our numbers. And Steve, what's more, told me, sounds about right. You know, the GOP should have been doing this all along. So it was a cover-up.
And Travis Joe, you can certainly disagree or agree to disagree however many times you want to, brother. It's fine with me. As long as you watch, I don't care. As long as you don't hit me over here with that wrench. All right. Let me make sure it's showing first. I thought this one was pretty interesting myself. I mean, I've seen it before myself, but you know, don't hurt to watch again.
Iraq actually hiding? There's a theory that the U.S. stayed in Iraq for over a decade after it was liberated, not because of oil, but something way more powerful. In the 1920s, a British explorer discovered what was rumored to be the oldest known Stargate in the world, a device that's essentially able to take people across interstellar distances instantly. It was located at what is known today as the Great Ziggurat. However, in the 1980s, Saddam Hussein fortified the ancient complex in an attempt to keep explorers from seeing what was hidden inside. Furthermore, strange ancient technology has been seen coming out of the Great Ziggurat, rumored to have come through the Stargate from an ancient civilization now living on the hidden planet Nibiru. People who have come out and spoken about these strange devices and coincidentally went missing soon after, with many more people in recent times coming forward, claiming to have been involved in classified programs in Iraq where Stargate technology was used. Many people are wondering.
Short but sweet. All right, let's see if this next one is that short. Just for the heck of it. It's just about that short.
Not want to sing the happy birthday song anymore. Have you ever wondered where the happy birthday song originated from or why we sing it? Is it not strange that every time someone's birthday is being celebrated, candles are lit, lights are turned off, and everyone gets into a circle to chant happy birthday to you, like a witch's ritual. It is very well documented that the past humans used to live hundreds of years old, and now, even though we're apparently so advanced, lifespans are starting to decrease. Legend has it that the happy birthday song was actually created as a curse by fallen angels to hide a ritual that seals your fate to grow older, controlling the population and controlling the human civilization. Many believe that every time you perform this ritual, you perpetuate and speed up your aging. This song is pretty much the first thing that kids have been taught, tricking them into this ritual from a young age. So the next time a birthday celebration is coming up, remember that this is the reason why.
Remember that, Travis Joe, so that you don't get snookered or anything, okay? All right, let me see what else I got in here. I know I got a bunch of stuff in here. Just got to see what it is. Let's see here. Let's see. I thought this one was pretty good myself. Hang on, lady. Hang on. Let me get you set up here. Make sure you're showing so everybody. Oh, dang. When that goes full screen, it goes full screen. Well, I'm going to have to do this ass backwards here. It ain't showing because I ain't brought it up yet. Now then. It works better when you bring them up, don't it? For some reason or another. I don't know why that is, but it tends to work better.
You guys, go to Lockwood now. I can't say a lot. I'm just going to show you, okay? Mirror 1 Keystone. Yesterday it read Mirror Lockwood coming soon. Now it says Mirror 1 Keystone. The first video when it was Lockwood coming soon, it was still the video of Winds from the East, okay? Now it links to this. It's called Ghost in the Machine, okay? I can't see a lot. Go watch it. Let me remind you, it says Mirror 1 Keystone, okay? And I wrote it down.
Hello,
and it's
Carrie.
Capitalized Lockwood.
And welcome.
Keystone. Lock key. Wood stone. Stone wood. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure what that means. I wrote down these notes. Pause and read. And if you hover over it, it says 1717, 41020, go for launch, 121923 through January 17th, 24. And a certain somebody posted a picture of a storm. I'm not going to say who. Just go figure it out. Now we've got 2 rabbits. They look like these. Okay. The first rabbit, it ends with everything IL 1717 coming soon. Coming soon, you guys. And it links to this executive order blocking the property of persons involved in serious HRA or corruption. This is Trump's order, you guys. The second rabbit, when you hover over it, it doesn't really say anything. All it is a link to a document that looks like this. And there's so much information and there's so many tabs to go through. It says search is here, okay? And if you click on this, it brings you to this, which shows you everything, including this and this for each state. Okay. It changes whenever you hover over the states. And then right here, it says America's secret courts, you guys, and a link to this. Okay.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies.
Go listen to it, okay? These are all cases, you guys. HRA cases related to this. And it gives you the links, and there's so many things there's so many different things you can research. There's freaking, I don't even know how many. Let me see. It goes into the freaking thousands, you guys. It's crazy. This is crazy. And if you click on the instructions tab, it will show you how to get to what you need to see. Okay? Look at that. And they're pointing you to which states to select. And let me remind you right here, when you hover over Keystone, okay, it comes up. Go for launch 12/19/23 through 1/17/24. Happy digging, you guys.
You know, that was a good video. It'd been a lot better if she'd went into it more, but for some reason she didn't think she should. So I understand that. Believe me, I understand it. Travis, you don't trust nobody. Travis, I got to ask you something. Do you trust yourself? I bet Travis don't trust himself. Well, I hope me and Chapman get together one night next week and do one of them Lockwood things. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you know, somewhere along in there. As soon as possible. But we shall see. That is, if I can get Chap to do anything, you know, he's the kind of guy you got to, you know, get a crowbar to push him off his seat or whatever. I'm just playing, Chap. You know that. Let's see here. All right, let's try this one. I thought this is a pretty good one myself. Got subtitles, but that's better than me having to read it. That's for darn sure. At least it is to me. Well, let me read this up here first. Which I hate to do, but I will. Wide Awake Media, Croatian MEP, I ain't even try to say that name, doesn't hold back in exposing WEF's Great Reset agenda in the EU Parliament. Well, I'll let him speak for himself because that's all he's doing there is repeating what this guy said. All right, so it is showing.
U švicarskom Davosu održava se konferencija takozvanog Svjetskog ekonomskog foruma, najopasnije međunarodne udruge svijeta. Nju čine korporacije, milijarderi, lobisti i s njihovim novcima izabrani političari, a njezin osnivač je notorni Klaus Schwab. Ne postoji veća opasnost za vladavinu prava, demokraciju i slobodne tržište od te sekte, koji su njihovi privatni financijski interesi ispred interesa čovječanstva. Radi se o najvećoj umreženoj organizaciji svjetskih konspiratora koja stvara sve agende kojima svjedočimo posljednjih desetljeća. Ratove, pandemije i politike takozvanih zelenih tranzicija koje rezultiraju osiromašenjem i patnjama milijarda ljudi diljem svijeta. Nasuprot njihovom istovremenom enormnom bogaćenju. Tamo se kreiraju zločudne ideje koje kasnije u detalja razrađuju mediji i političari u njihovom vlasništvu. Ta skupina sama sebe navodi da globaliziranim svijetom najbolje upravlja samo odabrana koalicija multinacionalnih korporacija, vlada i organizacija civilnog društva. Pritom misle, sami smo sebe odabrali, ne idemo na nikakve izbore, a vladamo. Treba li tome išta dodati? Svjetski ekonomski forum po definiciji je najveći kreator korupcije u svijetu. Tamo se oni s tisućama milijarda eura susreću s onima koji posjeduju političku moć u državama diljem Europe i svijeta. Svake godine deseci čelnika pohađaju Davos kako bi tamo primili naredbe koje moraju provesti u narednom razdoblju, što oni sa zadovoljstvom i provode, jer znaju da bez te sekte ne bi ni bilo njihovih političkih karijera.
I could not possibly agree more. I mean, it's impossible for me to agree more than that. And you're exactly right, chap. Exactly, brother. And happy birthday, Miss Lisa. As far as I'm going to go. Because I don't want to bring any bad luck. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. But I'm just saying. I'm just a saying. But not a singing. Not tonight, anyway.
Will be created so vast, so large that it escapes their perception. Those who see it will be thought of as insane. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute. We will work together always, and we will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespans short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. Poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths. They will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. For all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information. They will see our products being used in films, and will grow accustomed to them, and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them that it's for their health. We will start early on, when their minds are young. We will target their children with what children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their minds and steal their future. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicines that will make them sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak, so they succumb to us and our power. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese. When they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods, so that they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games, so that they may never be one with the oneness of all. Their minds will belong to us, and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish their governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. We will always hide our objective, but carry out our plan. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be pure, always, for it is the way. We will keep them separated from the oneness by dogma and religion. We will control all aspects of their lives. We will make them kill each other when it suits us, and tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think they are guiding themselves. We will incite animosity between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whichever suits us best. We will make them rip each other's hearts out and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, and anger as our friend.
Come check this, guys. Healing Web Part 1, starting in the upper left-hand corner. We're going to begin our search by focusing on these names: Carnegie, JP Morgan, and Rockefeller. In the 1930s, they effectively bought up all the universities and the medical industry. They controlled the WHO, the Red Cross, the USDA, the EPA, and the FDA. All these different government agencies are designed to keep us unhealthy. They're not designed to keep us healthy. Let's go over to Planned Parenthood, right? Eugenics, Julian Huxley, and Planned Parenthood. What do they all have in common, guys? Look into the founder of this organization, okay? Sterilization, why? Caduceus, the staff of Hermes. This is the medical symbol, right? You see this in hospitals. He is the god of trade, trickery, and thieves. The Department of Defense. Why are they in charge of the CDC and the National Institute of Health? And what is Agenda 21? Things that make you go, Research, guys, research.
Around the same time that John D. Rockefeller seized U.S. media, he also hijacked U.S. medicine. When it was discovered that drugs could be produced from petroleum, America's top oil mogul ordered his army of propagandists to invert reality accordingly. Medicines used for thousands of years were suddenly classified as alternative, while the new, petroleum-based, highly addictive, and patentable drugs were declared the gold standard. After buying a German pharmaceutical company that manufactured chemicals of war for Adolf Hitler, Rockefeller leveraged his political influence by pressing Congress to declare natural healing modalities unscientific quackery. Rockefeller then took control of the American Medical Association and began offering massive grants to top medical schools under the mandate that only his approved curriculum be taught. Any mention of the healing powers of herbs, plants, and diet was erased from most medical textbooks. Doctors and professors who objected to Rockefeller's plan were crucified by the media, removed from the AMA, and stripped of their license to teach and practice medicine. Those who dared to speak out were arrested and jailed. When evidence began to emerge that petroleum-based medicines were causing cancer, Mr. Rockefeller founded the American Cancer Society, through which he suppressed that information. John D. Rockefeller is duly credited as the founder of the pharmaceutical industry, and the reason that medical error is currently the third leading cause of death in America. This is not an indictment against doctors. More than anyone, they are under the stranglehold of the single largest lobbying power in Washington. Every year, the pharmaceutical industry spends at least twice the amount as big oil to influence laws, policies, and public perception. Thanks to Mr. Rockefeller, the architect of American monopolies, no industry has more power over our lives than Big Pharma.
In the 19th century, millions crossed the ocean seeking freedom and opportunity. They find a country starkly divided between the haves and the have-nots. Between 1860 and 1900, the richest 2% of American families own 1/3 of the nation's wealth. These bare-knuckled businessmen rule industry, Wall Street, and Washington. The most powerful of all, oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller, the world's first billionaire. His company, Standard Oil, savages and then swallows up its competitors and ends up controlling 90% of the American oil industry. By 1896, he has assets of $200 million, over $5 billion in today's money. Rockefeller and his fellow robber barons are not loved. Ordinary Americans resent their wealth and power. Oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller, his son, John Jr., decide to redeem their public image. John Sr., to win American hearts and minds, publicizes his philanthropy. By now, he has already given away around $150 million. Over $4 billion today. With his trademark cap, John Sr. appears more often in front of the cameras. Crowds like this one welcoming him at a Florida railroad station treat him warmly. The strategy pays off. Americans start to associate the Rockefellers less with ruthless business practices and more with good works. Thanks to film, audiences can now see the lifestyles of the rich and famous. The robber barons become celebrities.
No shit. No shite at all. Talk about the truth. Now, that was the truth if I ever heard it. Make sure it's a show. And it is. Now, this is an interesting one here. Listen to this.
Hey, Maggie. I have some news for you. You might find this quite alarming. My family is the Chef Boyardee family. We also invented the Pfizer vaccine. Chef Boyardee used to be owned by a company called American Home Products, which used to own Wyeth Laboratories. Wyeth Laboratories got spun off to become Pfizer. My family funded that part of the medical division to create the vaccine. I can assure you this one thing. We didn't need to stick the vaccine in your arm. If we wanted to create a new world order, we just stuck it in our food division, which got spun off to ConAgra. One way or the other, you're getting it.
Hope y'all got that. Because I certainly did. Well, I got a notice from YouTube about why they stopped my stream a while ago. And it is because due to a copyright match, your stream was interrupted. That's because of that movie clip I was showing. Now, I guess it went just a tad too long for them, which, you know, it definitely comes as no surprise to me, but nothing they do comes as a surprise to me, though. All right, let's see now. Said the blind man. I should have looked up another video then, but I didn't. I don't know why, but I didn't. But we shall see what we shall see. Hang on. I know everybody's seen this one probably a couple of 100,000 times, but I'm going to show it anyway because I think it's interesting and needs to be shown again, you know, with a little bit of tad of an update here.
There's her apparently almost falling, but captured, caught by people, presumably Secret Service agents around her. A little while ago, we saw Hillary Clinton leave her daughter's apartment building. And there's her apparently almost falling, but captured, caught by people, presumably Secret Service agents around her. A little while ago, we saw Hillary Clinton leave her daughter's apartment building. And there's her apparently.
Well, I was thinking that was the one that had the update, but it's not. But anyway, it's good to see that again. At least it is for me. And let's see what this man has to say. It's kind of interesting, I think. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff he has to say that is interesting.
This one is a funny one because I get this question all the time about it. And the question is, do some of these politicians, do they have body doubles or are they wearing a mask? And I think you know what I mean. But anyway, remember, this much I will tell you, this much I know about it, because when I was Donald Trump's photographer, it was like half of the time early on, he had Secret Service protection. So I know a little bit about this. But anyway, if you remember going back to 9/11 with Hillary Clinton, remember she was going into sorry, I'm laughing. I'm not laughing. She's going into the van and then she like collapses or whatever. And then they say she had pneumonia and then she goes into a place and then supposedly she comes out. Okay. Now, during that time, she had Secret Service protection. When Hillary came out, she did not have Secret Service protection.
Oh, I know.
That if it was a body double at that time, the Secret Service is not going to protect a body double like that. Just saying.
Yeah, I know, Chap. That's I think his name is Gene Ho. And yes, sir, you're absolutely right. The man knows what he's talking about. He puts out quite a few truths, shall we say. Shall we say? All right, let's see here. Well, I got some here. They're kind of long, so. this is I got to put this one up there for one simple reason, and I'm just going to show the headline. I'm not going to read it because it's too damn long, but shipping industry in the dark over U.S.-led Red Sea Navy force. All right, now there's a, and y'all may have already heard this, I don't know, but is it showing? I don't know if it's showing or not. Yeah, it is. I was reading an article earlier today that the U.S. Navy said they can't get enough ships together to protect I guess it's the Red Sea, wherever they're at over there, Mediterranean, wherever it is, to protect it from the Houthis. That just perplexes the devil out of me, because I'm wondering where NATO is. Why doesn't NATO come in and help them? Help our country. They're we're supposed to be partners with them. Why in the world wouldn't NATO come in and help? I'm asking y'all a question. Why wouldn't they? It just don't make any sense to me. It does make plenty of sense to me, but I'm just wondering. Let's see now. I kind of like this one too. I don't think it's all that long. We shall see what we shall see. If we can see anything or not. All right, so it's showing up there.
House or building or what?
By the way, this is his tippy top. It's a bunch of his tippy tops put together, just so y'all know what phrase to look out for.
Whatever you want to call it, because there really is no name for it. It is special. And we keep it in tip-top shape. We call it sometimes tippy-top shape. And it's a great, great place. Everything is tippy-top. Nobody thought we could ever get there. But I would have very open eyes. Being in real estate, I always kept clean properties. I like clean, well-run. Tippy-top, we say. Tippy-top. We want them to be tippy-top. Well, our capital is the opposite of tippy-top. It's a shit house. Built it. We renovated it. Everything is in tip-top shape, but that's not mentioned. He just mentioned I'm different. But mine was in a secure location. Everything was tippy-top. But with this guy, just think about it. But I rebuilt our military to a level that it's never been before. And that includes that, our nuclear stockpile. I have no choice. I hated doing it, but it's all tippy top. It's all really in the best of conditions.
Here we go. I don't know if it's all of it or not. I thought it was longer than that. Maybe not. Nope, that's it. But for those that don't know, his tippy top references or him saying that was in reference to an anon that said back before Easter of, I guess it was sometime during Trump's presidency. I don't remember the year. But he asked him to say if Trump knew Q or whatever to say tippy top. So there it is. I mean, he used it in a bunch of different ways, but that's what it was originally for. I just thought it worked out just wonderful myself. And let me find another one here. Golly, I've got a me in here. I don't know which one to pull up. Let's see. Well, we'll try this one. Which I like the guy in this video now. That when it first comes on anyway. You'll see what I mean. Well, that's not a video. I thought it was, but it ain't. Anyway, it says, and I don't think that government has a role in telling people how to live their lives. Maybe a minister does. Maybe your belief in God does. Maybe there's another set of moral codes. But I don't think government has a role. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. I couldn't possibly agree more. It'd be impossible. Totally impossible. And all this one says, I'm not even going to bother to put it up because it's got 3 sentences in it. Colorado Supreme Court made their move. Time for Clarence Thomas to be activated. Supreme Court will decide. Nothing can stop what is coming. Totally agree with that, too. Let's see. Let me see here. Well, I don't want to play that one. I wouldn't be on here another 2 seconds if I played that. This is from Ariel. It says, people, the Washington Post has removed the war in Ukraine section from their website. This is how you know Vladimir Putin has dismantled the deep state in Ukraine, which by default means Washington, D.C. Absolutely. Look out for the peace deal. Guess who is next? Well, I would say that, well, I ain't going to say who it might be because, again, you know, I don't want to get blasted here in the last few minutes of the show. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night right there. I hadn't seen Hawk or heard from him in the last hour or so, Lisa. I guess he went to bed. And I don't blame him. I mean, he gets up pretty early in the mornings, you know, to start his show. So, I mean, if he's not getting some rest, well, then I don't have to think about him. Beautiful V is in the house. Hello, V. Welcome, girl. There's Hawk. Hawk is still here. If I ordered a new axe from France and had it shipped, I would have a foreign accent. That's for sure, Hawk. No doubt about it. I can certainly try to look that up. It's in my other email, but hang on just a minute and let me find it, and I'll definitely, let me go right here. I'll definitely do it. Yes, I will. I got to find it here right quick. Let's see. It's been a while since I played it. After Chap chewed me out that night for playing it so much. Hurt my feelings. He chewed me out so bad. Yeah, Chap, you hurt my feelings that night, brother. I mean, golly. And you know I'm kidding you. Well, I got to wait for it to get here. The Pony Express is running slow tonight. Come on. Come on. Come on. Well, I guess I'll go away for a minute and maybe it'll show up. Shamrock, welcome, girl. Good to see you. Welcome in. Bourbon says, I had blood infection after ulcer surgery, V. I was in ICU 10 days. Brutal. And V, I really hope you're doing all right now. All the way around. God bless you, girl. And you too, Buff. Exactly, chap. Exactly. Y'all wouldn't believe how Chap chewed me out that night for playing that video so many times. I mean, boy, it was just over and over and over. Well, what the crap is wrong? I sent it, but it ain't coming in yet. Well, let me try it again here. Maybe it takes 2 times to send it on this machine. All right, now I got to scroll back down here. All right, so we'll try it one more time and see what happens. There it is. It finally came in. The Pony Express finally ran. And they don't have a commercial in it. My goodness. You think after all the money Chap's made on that, though, I mean, you know, he probably don't need it now. I bet he made $500,000 at least already. Ain't that right, Chap? All right, so here we go with my buddy Chap's video. And it's a darn good one, I might add. And then I'll close it out after this. $600,000. I'll believe that more.
Bring in the LED.
Good night, Ellen. And thank you once again.
He's on.
You're gonna be a bad motherfucker.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause the rich men, cause the rich men. I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your lava drowns. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground. Cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an old soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control. Want to know what you think, want to know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. Cause the rich men, north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
And that's the video by the one and only big chap. Thank you, chap. That is a damn good video. I mean, the way Chap put it together, just, I mean, it's, to me, it was great. But I agree with what Hawk said too. You know, it's a bunch of the younger generation have given up, which is sad. But you know, what can you do? Well, just let me say once again, thanks to everybody so very much for that, all those donations and for watching. I mean, believe me, even without the donations, I'd love it because y'all watch. That's the main thing. I appreciate it hugely, and appreciate you too, Hawk, Chap, Buff, everybody in here. I appreciate every one of you, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Even though it's not Christ's birthday, you know what I mean? It's to me, it's not the fact that it's not his real birthday. It's the fact that we celebrate his birth. So thanks, everybody. I hope I do, Buff. I've got it now, whether I do or not. Huh? Regardless, man, thanks to everybody. Appreciate you, Miss Lisa. And Merry Christmas, Garrett. And Merry Christmas to you, Miss Karen. And I love all you guys. Even Kiss Off. I mean, that's hard to believe, but love you, Kiss Off. And thanks for being here, girl. Miss Minus says, get well, BC. I don't want to have to kick your butt to get better. Absolutely. And you definitely don't want Miss Mindersu on you. Well, William, I see. It most likely won't be tomorrow night because my family and I are going out to dinner. I don't know what time I'll be back, so it probably won't be tomorrow night. Then I'll be on Sunday with Steve. Well, we'll be on my channel now on Sunday. So I hope everybody can watch on Sunday at 4:30. And so, as far as I know, that's the next time I'll be on. What Hawk say? I heard that, Hawk. That's what I plan on doing. That's basically what I do with everything I got anyway. Thank you, Hawk. Thanks once again to everybody that donated. I mean, man, y'all made my night. You made my month. Sure, William. If you'll hurry up and throw her in here, I'll play it right quick. Uh-oh. Buffering gonna be with the wife, so he's saying he might not be able to watch. Dang, Buff, I don't know what to think about you. No, I fully understand, Buff. I understand. I am too, Lisa. Believe it or not, I definitely am. I hadn't even got a dog or a cat, so I'll be here all alone too. I feel for you though. Okay, so Mr. Williams got that in here. So let me pull it up. Well, I got to pass this commercial first. All right, so let me go back over here. I hope it came up there. Yeah. Y'all ready for these twins?
Let me show for y'all. Had a damn good show. Check out this white woman at the beach. Yeah, I like them ones.
So apparently you're masturbating on the beach.
Who saw that?
Steve, I'll do it. I'm going to put it up probably tomorrow morning or early afternoon, and I'll send you the link, brother. And thank you too, Steve. Appreciate you, brother.
Family. Okay, look, let me show you what I did.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything in the bag?
No.
Is it right if I look through it? I mean, if you can open it and can I see the contents inside the bag?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't really understand what y'all are.
We're just here because someone called and we're very concerned. Okay.
This is really highly offensive to me.
I got it. I got you. And that's why I'm trying to figure it out.
It's my vibrator, but I just put it in I was sitting on the beach and I just okay, do I get a ticket?
So you did have a vibrator.
Listen, I was sitting on the water like this, and I just put it in there, and it was covered up, and I just had an orgasm. I'm sorry, I was stressed out.
I got you. Okay, just hang tight for me.
I'm sorry, nobody saw me. I was in the water. Okay, so if this is anonymous,
I guess she had a vibrator. She stepped in and somebody saw her.
I mean, yeah.
People did see it. We didn't get a call for no reason.
I swear to God, I was sitting in the water. Nobody saw it.
I got you. Well, I mean, if nobody saw it, then they wouldn't have called, right?
Man, please, don't do this to me. Are you serious?
Probably homicide. Got offended.
You want to take primary?
Probably some friends.
Okay.
I got to say, I don't understand what the problem is. I mean, let the lady have her fun.
Gotcha.
This is ridiculous. What am I being arrested for?
Indecent exposure. I mean, she didn't flash. No, that's not decent exposure. Indecent exposure, she take a bathing suit, spread her legs, and just slide it over. I like you just slide it over. You just slide over, and you right there. You fucking can't go. I'm coming. Man, what's wrong with you? Dude with the kid, man, that pussy, what is it? I'm going to couch on this nigga. Hey, Keith, that's enough, man. Jeez. That's some respect. No, distant exposure when you can actually see that. I don't think this is flashing. Like I put on a what's those jackets? Them flashing jackets. You just open up a trench coat. Yeah, the trench coat. The flashing jacket. Yeah. She took out a vibrator. She said she covered herself up. Where's the crime? Well, let me look at it like this. She said she took depends how big the vibrator is. Yeah. If it's just like one of them little rabbits.
No shit, chap. Wow.
It's like a thumb. You can just take it out and stick it in. You put it on, right? But she took out a damn jackhammer. A big 12 inches, got veins and balls on it and everything. And she took it out. On a horse cock. Yeah, it's got balls and veins with realistic liquids. And she was like, stuck it all in. Still got the nuts hanging out. And everybody can see it. Everybody can see it. I can get that, but man, you need to hang around. I mean, why? That's a nice criminal right there, man. You want to check my bag? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I had an orgasm. What's the problem? Well, I wasn't there. I don't want to jump to conclusion, but it sounded like some grandma was offended or something. Damn Karen.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what happened though.
Probably was kids in there.
Maybe she's doing all that.
I don't think so.
You walk by. As soon as you hear that noise, you're like, ah.
Man, I want some of that.
She pretty too?
Yeah,
Your
man.
nuts go to getting tight.
Start to swell down there.
I'm starting to swell. Good to cut that. I'm gonna call the cops on you.
Yeah, I'm like, if she did it, she's behaving like nobody was around her in her vicinity when she was doing it. She had no idea somebody was watching her.
Yeah.
Now, if she didn't have,
well, she might be acting like an angel.
She didn't have any intent, huh?
But she's acting like an angel now because the cops there.
Yeah, she's probably a dirty whore.
Before she got that, she was probably being a slut.
Spread eagle.
Yeah. She might be a pedophile. And she was, who knows?
She definitely likes out in public.
Yeah. What they
Girl
call
like this, man, you get out of the car and just go around a dumpster and just light her up. You know?
Light up around a dumpster.
You be in a Starbucks with her, she just do like this, you know. Hey, stop. Give me the coffee. All right, thank you. Hey, I asked for Vente. Take that shit back.
Hey, Kev, what's wrong with you?
Well, you doing all that finger banging, I can't act a fool either. Do you remember what you did at the beginning of this video? You did all that shit. Well, I hope she gets off. She seems like a very
She
nice...
got off all right.
I don't think it was any. Oh, fuck it. Damn good show. Damn good show. Damn good show. Hope she gets off.
A little bit too honest.
If the vibrator
Cop was we should masturbating. Hell no.
Hey, if the vibrator doesn't fit, you must quit. That was a good one, right?
That was a good one. Hey, we got a new giveaway going. We'll give away
If vibrator doesn't spit, you must have quit. Whatever. Well, all right. On that one, I'm leaving. Love you guys and see y'all Sunday afternoon, I hope. And maybe we can even get lucky and get Hawk over there. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, till then, and maybe even Chap. You don't know. Maybe both of them together. We'll see. Until then, thanks to everybody once again. And we'll see y'all Sunday afternoon. Maybe tomorrow night, but I doubt it'll be tomorrow night. Thanks, everybody, and Merry Christmas. See y'all on the next one. Good night. And you're welcome, Ricky. Good night.